Prophet Marshall Occurrence. So this video is going to be about my decision to cut off family. And it's not witchcraft, it's not successful witchcraft. You know, witchcraft people take more credit for things that happens negative in your life. They act like they did it. They act like they do everything. And so let's make it clear, man. I'm too strong of a person to be affected by witchcraft. I'm a prophet. Okay, they will see with time maybe the difference between me and them. I don't get affected by the average things that people get affected by. Obviously not, because I made a decision to cut family off. I didn't get cut off, I cut people off. So I didn't get cut off, I cut people off, right? So it was my decision, and it's because it's a matter of loyalty. That's what it's about. It's a matter of loyalty, and if you don't have loyalty, you don't have anything. And that's the bottom line. If you don't have loyalty, and family members are with this side and that side, and people have wronged you, and they still talking to the same people that wronged you, that person is not strong enough to be a queen or a king. In my life, I am a ruler. I rule over these Americans because they marry children and they play with my integrity. Now, if that's not real to you, then, hey, you live in a cartoon world. I don't. I live in the real world where these Americans marry children in 34 states of America, okay? That being said, because they attacked my integrity in the same area of sexuality, but I found out they married children, that makes me ruler. Not just a checkmate, a ruler. Which means I have the better discernment, I have the better discretion, I have the better wisdom than you. So how could you possibly rule over me? And being that your country didn't really know about it, that also causes me to rule over you all. Okay? I don't have to have an official throne. I rule spiritually, which is the best way to rule. So in essence, it's all going to work in my favor. That's what my rule is going to do. Which means it's going to be a lot of destruction in your country. It's going to be a lot of destruction in your country because I rule. Which means I call the shots. So I've made this decision before to cut off my mother. And it's not a typical situation of people who have never had love between them and their mother, and they had always had issues between them and their mother. I've never been that type of person that got all these issues between me and my mother. There was a lot of love between me and my mother. Total love. So it's a little different for me, but it's a matter of loyalty. My brother is the reason why me and my mother are separated until she don't deal with him no more. As long as she deals with him, me and her cannot be in alliance. We can't be family. It's about alliance. And when you look at it clear and cut dry like that, that's all that need to be understood. You know what I'm saying? It's not a matter of family and blood, because these are the same people that do the things that they do. Okay, so I'm not the person to sit back and talk about family all day. Family all day. Family it can be the reason why you're struggling. Family can be the reason why you went through all this stuff. In my case, that's the situation. My brother going out here, this is Tremaine's community now. You might as well say it. Americans are a Tremaine community. Okay, there you have it. Okay, I don't deal with Americans no more. I'm with the Russians. I'm with the Russians, the Chinese, the North Koreans, the Iranians, and the Lebanese. Okay, I don't play. I'm not your average black man that's stupid and don't understand what's going on in the world. Okay, I choose other alliances. I advanced and chose other alliances when America mistreated and mishandled my life. They put me in this situation that I'm in right now. This building that I'm in right now is all enemies, and I all know it. Okay, I'm very aware of that. That's why I'm willing to kill anytime that I got to. That's not being suicidal. That's not being mentally unsound. I'm supposed to be willing to kill in a situation like that, and that's all it is. I don't care who it is in this building. I'm not concerned about not one person in this building. I step over their dead body in this building, and it's like that. Okay, now with my mother, I have cut her off before, just in case people think that it's a feat for them. I cut my mother off before, and this is for the same reason. Okay, I don't trust anybody that deals with that person that went out here and put my cousin in prison and went to the police about me. Okay, I don't hold that person in high esteem at all. And anybody that's with him is my enemy. I don't play the love game. See, love will get you killed. You know what I'm saying? And it's true, because how love will get you killed is because it will make you vulnerable to the wrong people. It'll make you vulnerable to the wrong people. So I don't give love anymore. Like, in the world that we live in, it's all about respect and loyalty. It's not about love anymore, because when love dies in the world, the next thing in line is respect and loyalty. And a lot of people ain't gonna make it, because people hide behind love. They hide behind giving love, and they hide behind you should give love, instead of building character and knowing how to show respect. Instead of building character and know how to build loyalty. Right? So it's easy to be this rinky-dink person always talking about love. It's easy to be this bushwhack person always talking about love, instead of becoming a little more sophisticated and just building respect and loyalty. And that respect, it's easy to love. You could love a dog. You know what I'm saying? You could love a cat. You could love an animal, in other words. A kid can do that. Respect and loyalty is what grown men and women do. Without it, people just, especially in family, they just cling on to love. And meanwhile, you don't get your respect and you don't get loyalty. So what you rather have? Love or respect and loyalty? Which one? I go with respect and loyalty. Love will blind you, and really the truth is, it's just an affection, just like Tina Turner said, it's a secondhand emotion. It's a secondhand emotion, and that's all it is. It's about respect and loyalty. That's all it's about, buddy, these days. And that's how you stop people from being able, even strangers, being able to hold you to love. Like, people will act like, well, you ain't showing love, this complete stranger. Like, I'm trying to, like, you could be arguing with a complete stranger. Talking about, well, man, I'm just trying to show love. That's where you're wrong. Your heart is in the wrong place. You're in 2026. You don't need to be trying to show love to nobody. You should be trying to show respect. That's it. That's all you're required to do. You show respect and move on. Love, I don't care about love. because love is what people use to put you under surveillance, to spy on you, to play games in your life. Whether it's family, whether it's community, whatever it is, they use love as a way in. That's what it is. Love is a way in. Even when you got relationships, watch who you love, because these gang stalkers are out here. I always make it past gang stalkers though. It's a matter of respect and loyalty. That's all it's about with me. If I cut off my mother, which I have officially done, she's been blocked on the phone. I already told her by text. I already told her I will not be texting you. I will not be calling you. And that's how you gotta be. I'm a ruler, right? Nobody influenced me to do this. This is something I did 7 years ago. So if you think it's witchcraft, if you think it's somebody craft, you flattering yourself, because I already did this before. This is a matter of, that's why I live in the real world. I don't think everything is got to do with spirituality. Sometimes it don't. This got to deal with loyalty. This is what this got to deal with. Respect and loyalty. And this person, my brother, my mom cannot realize that times have changed and that I've grown up, which I grew up long time ago, because I left home when I was 18 years old. See, that's the difference. That's why I can cut off family. That's why I can be the man I need to be to stand on my own, because I left my mom at 18 like a man's supposed to do. That's why I grew up real quick. That's why for anybody that act like I'm immature, you gotta be kidding me. I left home when I was 18 years old. So it don't matter if I fell back on hard times and I went back, because that's a one-time experience. Once you leave home, you leave your mom's house. Even if you go back, it's not gonna be the same. That's common sense for anybody that has done it, right? So I left home when I was 18 years old, right? I left my hometown when I was 20 years old, 2 years later, right? And so I've been on my own since I was 20 years old, when I went to California, to Los Angeles. That's really where I'm supposed to be. I'm really supposed to be on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? I'm only back in New York for housing. That's the only reason I'm here. I'm not here because I love New York. I'm here because California don't offer housing. I'm just being 100. You know, that's the only reason I'm here. I would be on the West Coast, because you don't have to deal with these southern funky black people that's ratchet and ain't nothing but ignorant people that's in politics. New York is just an advanced South to me, because when you look at black people, they act just like ignorant black people from the South in New York. It's no different. In fact, most of their family come from North Carolina, where I'm from. It's the same people where I come from. That's why I don't like it. You go to the West Coast, black people are a little different. They got a little different pep in their step. A little different drip. You know what I'm saying? It's a different ball game. It's more they're more thorough over there too. You know what I'm saying? I just sent money to the West Coast. That it hit down yesterday. So I just sent money to California. That's a good thing. I'm on a 2-day fast. I'm on a 7-day fast. I'm on day 2. So I'm definitely more of a California person. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I went to California like when I was 20 years old. So that was 24 years ago. That was 24 years ago when I went to California. And as of today, I'm still connected to California. I got Mexicans over there that by East LA that I'm connected with. See, I didn't need black people. No disrespect, but I got with the Mexicans in East LA. You know what I'm saying? When I was out there, and spiritually, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and the thing about about it is on the West Coast, when it comes to Mexicans, black people can't even play with them. Over here, it's a different situation. But on the West Coast Mexicans, the ones that everybody think they are in the whole country, they're not the West Coast Mexicans. I know the difference. I've been around the difference. I've been around West Coast Mexicans. These are not West Coast Mexicans. I don't have a problem with West Coast Mexicans. I have a problem with people who play in my business. These Mexicans that play in my business on the East Coast, right? And like I said, not the West Coast. And they play in people's business based on these dumb Americans. You know what I'm saying? You follow behind these white people and these black people, and you played yourself, right? And I don't have no compassion. Because how I see it is, if you're Hispanic or Latino and you see a black man, you should have stayed out of it because you ain't got nothing to do with it. Color is more important than race and purpose. That's why I won. Because if you don't understand this, that race is more important than organization. It's more important than Freemasons. It's more important than any other secret society. Because when you get caught lacking and you don't got all your ducks in a row, what's left is my race, and people gonna look at it that way. They gonna look at it as discrimination, in other words, for stupid people. While you talking about whatever you talking about, they gonna look at it like you played with a black man and you wouldn't have done that with nobody else. And so it becomes a racial issue. It becomes a race war. I'm sorry to tell you. And that's for black people too. It doesn't matter if you're black. You just participated in a race war. That's all. You're not as smart as you think you are. I'm smarter than you. And you put yourself on the side of these white folks, and you became a part of a race war. No different than black people being on the side of the Confederates. When it was a civil war in America, black people was on the side of Confederates. It's no different. There's going to be black people on their side. And that's that. I mean, that's the only way they're going to camouflage themselves, is to have other black people on their side. I'm not stupid. I don't care about your complexion. I don't care about your color. Okay? I don't celebrate Black History Month. I don't celebrate that no more. Because I don't celebrate people that play in my life and play in my politics. Okay? We're done. Me and you, as far as black people. I deal with Christian black people. That's it. I deal with Christian Mexicans. That's it. Okay? And Latinos is a different situation. But I basically deal with Christian Latinos, basically. But specifically with the Mexicans, the Latinos too in Astoria, they was in my politics too. So that's definitely is why I stick with Christian Latinos and Christian black people and Christian Hispanics. My heart can't be broken, bro. What you gonna understand, the people that's here now, you gonna understand what everybody else understood. I don't get broken. I don't break. I don't fold. I'm way beyond that. And you're gonna find that out firsthand before I'm done with you. I don't care about these people. And I don't care about you. Okay? See, I learned the difference between war and unforgiveness. Where I can't be manipulated. Like I don't have love for people. When it's not a matter of love, it's a matter of war. It's a matter of disrespect. And I can't be manipulated with love. Like I got a lack of love. That's not what it is. People went too far and they expect you to love unconditionally. And I'm not God. I don't love unconditionally. Nobody does. Everybody has conditions. Everybody has conditions. You don't love nobody unconditionally. I can prove that. Let them do certain things to you and you're done. Because you love conditionally. You have conditions with your love. Everybody do. Everybody has conditions with their love. I do, and everybody do. And ultimately, the conditions are going to boil down to respect and disrespect. That's what it's going to boil down to. And there's no one with unconditional love but God. See, I don't try to play God. I understand I'm human. That's why I survive and y'all don't. Because you try to be God or you try to be perfect. You try to love everybody and I don't. The perfect servants, the perfect prophets are those who say, I am a human being. That's it. That's all I am. I'll be what you need me to be, God, but I'm a human being. That's it. Playing these perfect roles, loving everybody, you can't love everybody. That's why I'm gonna make a video about this. You can't love everybody. No, you can't. No, you can't. If there are people that are against you, how you gonna love everybody? See, American philosophy and Christianity is based on Christianity without wars, like people deal with in the real world. You can almost say this is like Disney World. This is why many people are enabled in the area of love and relationships. You know why you're enabled? And you know why you're enabled as far as understanding war? Because you haven't had to fend for yourself, because America protected you and took care of everything. Now that time is over. Now they're not taking care of everybody no more. Now they're going to war with their own community, and they're just as filthy as a third world country now. They're just as funky. You can feel it. That's why it's not going to be the same, because everything that's been done. Now America is not the country that protected its citizens. That once protected its citizens. That time is over. It's like a third world country. It's like a dictatorship, playing in people's affairs, everything like that. So that's what kept you not understanding and maturing in the area of enemies, because you didn't have to fight for yourself. But now you realize, I'll speak for myself, that time is over, that they have become enemies. So I adjust to the situation. I adjust wholeheartedly to the situation. I don't play with it. If you got hate for me, I got hate for you. Okay, it's that simple. I live in the real world. If you have hate for me, I definitely have hate for you. That's that. It's no turning back. I don't care about the past. I don't care what I had between America. If you try to deny me of service, all I'm gonna do is go over your head and use the chain of command to get what I need. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show that these services and people get services, and there's no reason why I shouldn't be getting the same services. All I gotta do is go to the UN, just in case you try to manipulate these services. So that's how you do it. That's how I play it. Because you can't manipulate me with food stamps, with housing, or with anything else. Okay? Because these services are offered to everybody. So if you pick me out the crowd to play with, listen, it's not gonna make sense to people. It's not gonna make sense, especially if I don't have any physical operations that I'm doing against Americans. I can hate anybody. These days, a lot of people hate America. I'm not the only one. I'm just more vocal about it. It's a lot of people that hate this country. So it's, especially with ICE and everything that's going on, people hate this country. Okay, so, use common sense. All this stuff going on, people hate the country. They hate America. Okay, that's the new dawning day that you live in for the past couple years. For the past 4 years, things have changed to where now people hate America. Okay, that's the past 4 years. By the way, just in case you can't keep up. So in the past 4 years, because of the war in Iran, the war in the Middle East with the Palestinian situation, that's the beginning of hate. So that's the past 3 years, going on 3 years. Russia, the war with Russia, you could say that caused hate too. Okay, so it's been hate for the past 3 to 4 years. Since the war in the Middle East, if you haven't been keeping up. Just in case you think everybody's supposed to love America. That's where it's at. Okay, so don't expect manipulation for me where you can use love and all of this to get into my heart and my mind. Doesn't work. I'm too quick on my toes. It's not gonna work. And people like me get a bad rap for being this way. Where the cutoff game is 100. But this is how you survive. I cut my mother off before. That's how you know I'm not a mama's boy. I cut my mother off before. And life went on. I smiled. I was happy. I wasn't walking around depressed. I wasn't walking around suicidal. I wasn't walking around with anxiety or panic attacks. None of that, buddy. I had no stress from it. I had no stress. And my family knows that. My mother knows I can disappear. That's how I'm built. Okay? See, you have totally underestimated the man that I am. And that's because I'm black. Black people will expect you to be stupid like them. That's what they look for. They don't look for what they look for in white people. They look at white people like you're supposed to be smart. They look for smarts in white people. They look for stupidity in you. Or unprofessionalism. You look for me to be second rate or unprofessional. Something off. Because that's what you're used to looking for in black people. But you can't find that in me, can you? At least not to a decent degree. Where it doesn't make sense. Oh, if I have ignorance, you understand why. If you see me ignorant, you understand why, don't you? So, I'm doing good today because I've cut off what I need to cut off. Any people that's playing with my brother after all he has done. This is the reason why I'm cutting off my mother today. Because I explained to her during the time when I did not have a phone, I had time to write my mother a letter. Letters, plural. And share my heart. Right? I had time to show her all these issues. Right? That's between me and my brother. I broke them down. I wrote her letters, pages of letters, showing her exactly what happened. Okay? I showed her what happened. And she still communicated with this person. So that tells me right there that you don't take me seriously. You either don't take me seriously, you don't understand who this person is and what he's done, or you don't believe it. You don't believe what I'm telling you. So when you don't believe what I'm telling you, and you decide to still talk to this person and communicate to this person, as long as you continue to communicate with this person, after I've shared my heart and wrote you letters and letters and showed you exactly who he's with, knowing he's with the Freemasons, knowing he's with secret societies, right? No, I'm not stupid. My mother is old older. She doesn't understand the world we live in. So she can easily be manipulated by Americans and on social media, on the internet, TV, everywhere. They're going to set up a whole campaign to manipulate you. And if you ain't in the spirit, if you ain't got the spirit of God and you just left God behind and really you're just a religious person because you're really mad at God, some people are mad at God for different reasons. And you got to discern that. And that's what makes people turn to witchcraft. That's what makes people turn to America. That's what makes people turn to money, because they mad at God. And you got and because they think God failed them, but the truth is, you wasn't doing enough of the right things. You wasn't fasting. You didn't let go of the culture. You didn't really cleanse your heart. You just changed your t-shirt. You just changed your t-shirt. And then you thought that you could get everything from God just by changing your t-shirt. It doesn't work like that, buddy. You have to change your heart. You have to change your soul. And most importantly, because people always talking about love, you have to change your heart, your mind, and soul towards America. You can't be a part of them talking about love. That's how they gonna get you. That's why I can't be manipulated with love. Because you have love among the wicked and you have love among the righteous. That's not one and the same. So if the love among the wicked and the ungodly, it's not what we try to connect with. We don't try to connect with that at all. The only love we try to connect with is the love of the righteous. That's the only love we try to connect with. Okay? I don't try to connect to love of people in this community. They try to put me in a situation where I would die. That's what they're trying to do now. So then what you think I'm going to do? I'm going all the way to war. I'm not going to be a martyr. I'm not going to die. What I'm going to do is cut off America and go to war. Okay, and if you think this is a show and you're like my ex-brother, that you think you're going to expose this so you can save your life, it's not going to work. See, some people already knew they was going to die, right? So that's why they ran out here to the rest of the community. Because you realize you played yourself. These secret societies know they're in trouble. And so that's why they're trying to expose everything to the community so they can live. It's not going to work. What we going to do is fast for, what I'm going to do is fast for your system to be shut down. I'm going to fast for your country to be shut down. My heart is not broken. I know I'm dealing with Freemasons, and I know what to do. You know what to do? Shut down the whole system on them. And once you shut down the system, a Freemason is nothing. They strive like a bacteria off of this system called America. They thrive and strive off of the system, right? And what it consists of, everything that's up and alive, as far as infrastructure, that's how they survive. So if you shut off that system, a Freemason ain't nothing, because they can't offer you nothing. All you got to do is shut down the system. So then that's when you come to the highest level of understanding of what has to happen in this situation. And see, many Americans have not come to terms with it. You fighting a feeling. But it adds all up in prophecy and understanding. America has to fall. It's inevitable. It has to happen. So if you're one of these people that think this country is going to last forever, I hate to tell you it's not. It's not gonna last. It's not. Okay? I don't listen. I cut all of you off. You just in denial. Like a psycho broad. Like a broad that's psycho. I've already cut all these black people off. Because you first cut me off. I count back to 2017. That's when I knew from the politics on the streets that you felt like you banished me from black people. That started 8 years ago, right? I started winning and you came back, not me. It's over. Don't play yourself, buddy. It's over. And I'm too smart for you to manipulate me. And I know you know that. I know you know under any circumstance, I won't be manipulated. Okay? You already know. I'm too smart for this. I'm too smart for these Mickey Mouse games. I'm too smart for the honeycomb clubhouse that you got set up in this community. Whether it's in this building or the next building I'll be in, I'm too smart. I already know. Okay? This is what it is. Okay, it's about respect and loyalty. If I don't get mine, I don't care about you. It's that simple. A man strives off of respect and loyalty, not off of love. Love is people can love you and still be unloyal, disloyal. This loyalty speaks for itself, right? But people can love you and not respect you. But respect speaks for itself, right? Make sense? So, I'd rather have loyalty and respect because there's no misunderstanding. There's no misinterpretation. There's no room for misinterpretation. Okay? With love, there is room for misinterpretation. Yes, it is. Because your idea of love and my idea of love may not be the same thing. What you call love might not be what I call love. Respect is more understood and agreed upon in the same likeness than love. Loyalty is more understood in the same likeness than love. Love has a million different interpretations. Love got a million different interpretations. When people talking about they love people, but they not loyal. They not loyal. They not respectful. So loyalty, love has a million different interpretations. I don't let people use that word with me pretty much anymore because it's a way for people to Jedi mind trick. They Jedi mind trick using that word. I go by respect and it shows you who people are. I go by loyalty and it shows who people are. That's it. Talking about love, I don't care if it's loving whoever, anybody in the community. I'm not going by that. I'm going by respect. See the difference? See, when we talk about respect, you can't Jedi mind trick with love. Because that's all you're looking to do is to Jedi mind trick. God is on my side. Don't you worry about me, buddy. You looking at your life, you looking at my life like people looked at Malcolm X's life and Martin Luther King Jr. life. They killed them, they can't kill me. Because they was not serving God. MLK was cheating on his wife. How he serving God and cheating and having and committing adultery? How he serving God and smoking cigarettes? Everybody know Malcolm MLK smoked cigarettes and was having sex with other women. How you a real servant of God if you doing all of that? It ain't like your life wasn't together. His life was kind of together. He had a wife, he had things going, he had people in his corner. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. You ain't really had no reason to be smoking and having sex with other women. Okay, so that's why they got smoked. Because they wasn't living for God, buddy. Malcolm X was in a false religion. Islam is a false religion. So that's why he didn't have God's protection. So when you look at them, consider that they did not have God's protection. No, they didn't. Malcolm X, if you're a Muslim, how you got God's protection? You don't. If you a Freemason like Martin Luther King Jr. basically was, his father was a Freemason, his grandfather was a Freemason. I'm very educated. How you think you got God's protection? He didn't have God's protection. Once he started cheating on his wife, the devil had him right then. The devil had him. Smoking, devil had him. Those kind of people look good on the outside, but God ain't with them. God ain't protecting them. And you got to use discernment, even in your own family. People keep playing games. Okay, people can say whatever they want about me, but I bounce back and bounce back in a major way. You can say whatever you want to say about me, but I didn't stay out there for 10, 20 years. I didn't stay doing anything for 10, 20 years though. Okay, so then if you're not smart, you don't pay attention. Okay, then you stuck on stupid. Like human beings don't make mistakes and go astray in their human nature. I can show you any prophet in the Bible. I can show you most prophets that made mistakes, even Moses. So you can play the perfect game. I'm not perfect. That's not what Christianity is about. All you're gonna do is look more goofy, trying to think I'm gonna do everything perfect. I'm not. And long as you're here, waiting for imperfection, because that's all you're waiting for. See, I'm smart enough to know there's people that's just waiting for imperfection that I'm gonna have. I'm going to have imperfection. I'm going to be imperfect. And those type of people are just waiting to see imperfections. That's why we're already turned up, bro. It's already over. I don't play clown games. Now you know. Okay? Now you know. I don't play any clown games. Okay, so if I cut off my mother, how could you think that I love you? And that's back to love. See, you have a misinterpretation of love. Well, yeah, you have a misinterpretation of love that I'm not giving you. I'm not giving you love. So why would you think I love you? Why would you? Because your interpretation of this type of love is that you can manipulate me psychologically and I will love you. I don't. See, I'm just as much of a psychological juggernaut as you. I'm just as powerful in my psychology as you are. And you're in your arrogance, you refuse to acknowledge that I'm just as powerful psychologically as you. So I don't need you. You don't mean anything to me. And that's okay. For me, it's okay. You can't manipulate me with love and having to love somebody, because in my particular situation, you did so much wrong. Everybody understands why I don't love you. Everybody. Okay? So, I'm not being crucified. Okay? My family could have been against me. I don't care. They didn't beat me. They didn't win. Okay? I'm not being crucified. That's you being a cartoon. And the truth is, people hate it so bad because it's going in a direction that a Christian is not dying. This person ain't being crucified like Jesus. Hold up, this person is striving. Hold up, this person is not gonna die. Hold up, this person is coming above all of these people. Hold up, this person is living. Hold up, this person is not being crucified like we thought, because you got a cartoon brain where you think God's people gonna be crucified. Sorry to tell you, buddy, that's a negative. That's a negative. I'm not gonna be crucified. That's you being a cartoon in your mind. What's going to happen is God is going to shut down America because of all that's been done against his prophet. And that's that. You played with me, and that's my justification. My justification is you played with me. That's it. That's it. And you're not going to be able to manipulate because you're mad when you play with me. God's going to turn up more heat, turn up more power, turn up more authority against you. It can keep going up and up and up and up till you're not here. It's not going to change. This is not going to change. Okay? I know what I'm talking about. Just like I knew what I was doing when I came here in New York. I knew this was going to change. I knew this country was going to fall apart. And you might not even believe that it's God that's doing it to you. But it is. God is doing this to you. The Almighty. The Almighty being. He's the one destroying this country. And you deserve it. I mean, if you had good understanding, you would know you deserve it. You do. Okay, so then that's why it's happening, because you deserve it. Okay, makes sense? It's simple. It's very simple. This situation is very, very simple. You play with God's kingdom, and now you're suffering for it. And that's that. Okay? My mother, maybe she was with the Freemasons. Maybe she is. She ain't harming me. She ain't doing nothing to me. She's not stopping me. She can't do anything to manipulate me. I could care less what's been said and what's been done. She can't touch me, and nobody else can. Okay? That's why I don't trust nobody. I cut her off as I supposed to. I've done it before. That's why people suffering. That's why her husband suffering. Because you can't fight against God's people and survive. That's why her husband is probably suffering. That's why he's cursed. And that's why this is happening. Okay? This is why all of this is happening. Because if you don't choose to do the right thing, if you don't choose, like you know what side you on, you're gonna die like a weak animal in the jungle. You got strong animals in the jungle, you got weak animals in the jungle. And I'm a strong animal in the jungle, buddy. And if you get manipulated by other people and you think that love is going to manipulate me, nope. I cut that off, buddy. Because see, that's my next level. If I told you by letter everything that my brother done, and you still talking to this person, and I done told you everything that happened, how bad it really is. So it ain't no way that she don't know, because when me and her was not talking, I wrote her letters that I now dispossess because they could be used as a point of witchcraft. So I dispossess those letters. I dispossess all items in my mother's house in Jesus' name. Amen. Everything, all the Christian spiritual stuff I left there, even that, I dispossess it because it can be used as a form of witchcraft. We're going to win this battle because major miracles are going to happen for me to set me free from this situation, to set me free from all these people. Okay, I don't play cartoon games. If you don't have no charges on me and you think you're going to play with me, calling me a pedophile, but you're really a cartoon when there's people really doing this stuff, there's people that really think like this, and you think you was going to play with me because my brother's mad about a woman, so he manipulated the whole family. That's all it is. And I'm smart enough to know that. So I practice loyalty. I'm loyal to God. I separate from family. I don't want nothing to do with him. My mother still is not following God all the way anyway. It's time for me to move on. You follow God or love? Which one? Love disappointed us all our life. Love disappointed me all my life. Whether it was coming from family, whether it was coming from women, whether it was coming from other men, love disappointed me all my life. Okay? So I have no problem with respect and loyalty as my compass for life at this point. No longer will you see me talking about love, love, love. Because that's a way that people will assassinate your character. Oh, you ain't got love. I don't care if you don't think that. So what? My mom may think I don't have love. I don't care. I know she lacks understanding. That when somebody goes to war against me, and because you're not out here in the world, because you're old now. So you don't know what happened all in the world. I'm young. I know what's going on all in the world. I'm out here in the world. She's not. So all she knows is what I'm saying and what my brother is saying. She ain't looking around. She don't got no other sources to see what's going on. And so that's why I can't be blinded by another person blindness. See, somebody else is blind. You can't talk to them because it'll start making you doubt what you see. They'll tell you, nah, that ain't what it is. Nah, this person asked about you. In other words, they don't mean you no harm. Too much has been done, and I already know. Okay? So I wouldn't care if that person asked about me at all. Anybody play with me, I'm killing them. Anybody step through this threshold, I'm killing them. That's where I'm at. Anybody play with me, I'm killing them. That starts from this building to Brooklyn. Step in my lane. Because I already know what's going on. Step in my lane, I'll take you right to hell. Doubt me if you want to. I'll take you right to hell. And that goes for anybody in this building, staff or anybody. Play with me. I'll take you straight to hell from this building. Okay? I know how black people are. You love sipping tea, don't you? You love sipping ghetto tea, don't you? That's why I'm so glad that your time has finally come. That you got to go, just like this white man got to go. Because it's no secret that you've been the main little rat running around in this situation. Black people been the main little rat running around. And I finally got you. Because your system in trouble. Wars in the Middle East is brewing. Wars all out in the world is brewing. And if you're not smart, you'll be manipulated by these black people. You gotta understand manipulation on a whole nother level. Manipulation on a whole nother level where it's not that simple. Where I don't allow myself to be manipulated by black, who I'm loyal to. I'm loyal to God. That's who I'm loyal to. I'm loyal. I ain't loyal to black people. No. I turn my back on you at the drop of a hat when I do not find the Spirit of God in you. When you do not have God in you, I would turn my back on a black man. I don't care who he is. A black woman, I turn my back on you if you do not have God. Okay? You understand, right? Okay, so this whole game is about to be destroyed. That's what's about to happen. And you know that, don't you? That's why you're just hoping that I lose heart. I'm too smart. I'm a soldier. Why would I lose heart? I've been through this too many times. What you need to understand is, buddy, I'm very, very dangerous, and I don't care about you. Okay? I take you right to hell. Now, if you've been listening to these dumb black people out here, they gonna tell you something else. You better listen to what I'm telling you. I'll send you to hell from this building. I'll send Brooklyn to hell, and I don't have no problem with that. Okay? Yeah, you better stop being ghetto. You better stop being ghetto and listen to what I'm saying. You better stop being ghetto real quick and listen to what I'm saying. I take you to hell, and I have no problem with it. I won't even blink. I won't even flinch because I don't have no use of you. You're not my community. I don't get love from you. I don't need you. You're disposable. In February 2026, black people are disposable. Collectively, to me. Okay? Okay, you're blaming me for something that you're doing. I'm not ending your country. You ended your country by being here in my life. Okay? You're manipulating. You're deceiving the people. You played with me, and now you're dying as a result. That's your fault, not mine. All you're trying to do is make me take the blame, and it's not going to happen. Okay? Okay? I'm telling you what's going to happen. I'm not going to die. I'm not Jesus Christ the Messiah. I'm not a Messiah. I don't die for other people. And that's no disrespect to my Lord. I'm not dying for black people. I'm not dying for no people. You're not worthy of that. I don't count you worthy for anybody to die for you. I wouldn't die for black people one day in my life. In a million different lifetimes, I wouldn't die for you. You're not worthy of death. Somebody to die for what? For you. You kill each other. You're a shell of what you used to be. You're not who you used to be. What's to die for? You're not going to do anything but kill each other. Why would I die for you? Why would I think of that concept? When you kill each other and you're not going to stop. You kill your own children and you're not going to stop. Why would somebody die for the present day black community. Not the past. Not the past. Not the past. Now. Collectively now. Who would die for that? You out your mind, buddy. Literally. I'm awake. Are you? I'm wide awake. I'm awake to who black people really are. Are you? I'm awake to these wayward family members. Are you? Are you blind like my mother? Blind to her own child? Or maybe she's not. Maybe she's an enemy too. But at least she knows I'm not blind. At least she knows I know when to draw the line in the sand. Yeah. I know I'm dealing with nothing but ignorance. It's not a matter of justice. It's not a matter of you figuring nothing out. No, it ain't. You already figured it out. Your country marries children. Your country has sex with animals. You can't even say that with a straight face. You can't even talk about that with a straight face. Not with me. Your country is marrying and having sex with animals and marrying children. So, what conversation can you have with me? Any conversation? You played yourself, buddy. And you know what's going to happen? Now, you're going to suffer destruction. Okay? And I don't care. I don't care about it. I'm going to keep moving forward. And I'm going to get everything I need. If you think I'm scared to get my medicine, that's a lie. I've had 3 bottles of my medicine, right? So I didn't need to go to the hospital because I had 3 bottles. Because every time I was fasting, I didn't use it because it slows down the viral loads. So I wouldn't have to use it. Once the viral loads are slowed down from fasting, fasting actually slows it down. Why would I need to use it? So I didn't use it when I was fasting. It doesn't make sense because your body is working on itself naturally. So that's how I got stockpiled medicine where I could use, where I had 3 bottles. So that's why I didn't go to the hospital. So it's not that I'm afraid or it's some big thing I'm afraid of. That's foolishness. But I did want to make sure from the last time that I was gang stalked at the hospital that by the time I stepped my foot in the hospital the next time, that these people would know that God has corrected them and judged them. The hospital. Now the nurses is on strike. That's going my way. Yeah. Now I can step into the hospital and now I can look in your face, showing you we can touch anybody. People at the hospital, you listen, I don't care what the Freemason police is telling you. I don't care what they arranged. You should have listened. You got to understand this. God is not going to play no games with you. So now I can go back to the hospital and look in your face and see a different look on your face now that things have happened to you. As a hospital community, now that the nurses went on strike, now I can look at you. That's what I was waiting for something to happen to you. That by the time I step back into that hospital, you know what time it is. That's for you. That's for the gang stalking that you did in October 2023, at the end of October 2023, at the hospital in Queens. I got you. It ain't no clown games being played. What's about to happen is this fragile system that you call the American system is about to fall all apart. That's what's about to happen. And it's much easier this way than fighting all these people. Why should I, one man, have to fight all these people? You should bring your choice man and I beat him to a pulp and it's over with. You understand that I'm most adequate. Using all these people, who's going to do that against one human being and you think you're going to get taken seriously as being more competent as I am? No one's going to take that seriously. You used a whole bunch of people against one man. Anybody can do that. You didn't think I understood this concept? Anyone can do that. That's not competency. Competency is one man able to defeat me, and that didn't happen. That hasn't happened. That's why you had to make me look like I was Bigfoot or the abominable snowman. I'm a human being. Okay? I'm a human being. A cartoon white boy and a cartoon black boy will make you look like you're an abominable snowman because you grew up on cartoons in America. I mean, I call it how I see it. You grew up on cartoons in America. So it affected how you see reality. You know, no, listen, you just didn't believe in God. You played with God's prophet and you don't believe in God, and that's all it is. You stuck in a cartoon world, buddy. And you also are stuck in the cartoon world playing with me, because I'll kill you. I'll take you to the grave. And I don't have any problem with doing that. It's called standing your ground in America. It's called standing your ground. I don't care what you talk about. I have the right to stand my ground. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. And that means I'll kill you. So I want you to know I have evolved in my Christianity. I have evolved as a man to where I will, like I used to, once again, I will kill you. You understand me? And if you don't believe that, test the waters, buddy. Test the waters. Test the waters. Because I don't got no felonies. I don't got no charges. I can get me a nice felony. And listen, it ain't nothing going on the streets but gang stalking anyway. That's all that's going on. That's all that's going on is gang stalking anyway. So I can catch me a healthy charge, it don't matter. Okay, yeah, I want you dead. I don't want your country. I don't need it. Okay? I want it to be all over soon. Okay? I haven't ended it until you're done. This is the fear. That's why I told you. I'm way more angry than you could even imagine. I'm beyond anger. And maybe you haven't been around someone like me because you're used to civilians. It would take a soldier to understand my anger. And even a soldier wouldn't understand it because most soldiers haven't had war personalized to them. That's the difference between me and a veteran. A soldier for the military of America, you haven't had a war personalized to you. It was personalized to your country. You follow me, right? So even you could not possibly muster up the anger and the fury that I have. That's why I'm winning. It's a whole nother level of fury and anger. See, that's what was produced out of this. What was produced is something that you've never seen in your lifetime. Fury and anger beyond a soldier, beyond any human being you've seen in your life. You understand, right? That's what happens. So a soldier is not even comparable to me. Nope. Because they have not had war personalized to them. You could be angry, but you're not going to produce the same anger. When war is personalized, when war is directed at your country and it's not personalized towards you, you're not going to produce the same level of anger that I have. And fury is a gift from your enemies. I have fury. That's why it's no need to talk to me about forgiveness. I have fury. Fury wins the fight. It is a gift. The worst gift, the dumbest gift you could give to your enemies is fury. You don't understand it, do you? You know what fury is? It's not anger. Fury is when you have been wronged on a whole nother level. And you fight from your soul in a way that no other fighting style can train you. Fury is almost a fighting style in itself. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you can't unlock it unless something has happened to you. You could be an angry fighter, a martial artsman, and you could know all the moves. But then this one fighter has fury. And it's a fighting style in itself that unlocks a whole nother level of power and strength. So the dumbest gift you could have gave me as Americans is the gift of fury. Because that's what's going to take me all the way to the end. See, if I was just angry, I wouldn't be going this far. I'm furious. That's the word. I'm furious, not angry. And you gave me that gift of fury. That's why I'm destroying you. That's why you can't stop it. That's why I don't stop. That's why I don't play any games and you don't understand. Because you haven't met someone like me in real life. No, you haven't. I became a real legend in your country, and I know that. You clowns gave me the gift of fury. Something you don't have. You can be angry about this country all day long, but it's not personalized to you, is it? What I'm doing to this country, is it personalized to you? You can't take it but so personal. That's why I'm producing a level of fury that you could never muster up in your lifetime. You couldn't, because nothing has happened to you. So your enemies produce fury. See, this is the higher levels of senseis. And fury produces a fighting style that a mere martial artsman cannot produce. You could have all the martial arts skills that you want to have, but you don't have fury. Fury makes you disintegrate your enemies. It literally makes you fight from a deeper depth in your soul. You fight from a different depth in your mind. You fight from a different depth in your heart, and nothing can unlock that fighting style, the fighting style of fury, but an enemy. That's the only thing that can do it. That's why a skilled sensei will sit back and watch his student deal with wrongs, deal with things to produce the gift of fury. Once the gift of fury is produced, it's a fire that you can't put out, buddy. It's a fire that you cannot put out. So see, I guess you wasn't the sensei that you thought you was. No, you wasn't. Because you can't intelligently talk about fury as I can. You know why you can't? Because you don't have it. You wouldn't even understand what I'm talking about. You have not understood. If you had, you wouldn't have gave your enemies the gift of fury to unlock a fighting style to fight from a deeper depth in the mind, heart, and soul. That's all you did. I unlocked fury. You don't have fury. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have a reason to have it. You wouldn't understand. You would have to go through days and days and days of what I've been through. And that's the only way you're going to have fury. That's why you can't get me off of it. And guess what? Guess what? Ask me what? Ask me what? Guess what? Ask me what? God is furious. When God is furious, fury for you playing with his kingdom, it's all over, buddy. We're gonna get you. And it's not gonna change. You can listen, and I hear you listening, but you're not listening to the right things. I'm not your friend, and I don't consider you my equal. You're not my equal. See, you thought I was a hero. I am not a hero. I'm not a good guy. I'm a righteous man. There's a difference between a righteous man and people that you put in the movies as a good guy. That's a movie that doesn't project what a righteous man is. A righteous man is just a person that does things the right way. Am I a good guy? A nice guy? Probably not. And that's what you don't understand. I'm not a nice guy. I never claimed to be. I'm a right guy, not a nice guy. I'm right. I'm correct about this situation. And that's all I care about. See, just like in Kill Bill, Beatrix Kiddo, Bill produced fury in Beatrix. He produced fury in Beatrice, right? Until she could not be stopped. You know why she beat all those people? Not because she was a great fighter. She killed all those people. And I'm like the male version of Beatrix Kiddo. Yeah, I said this long time ago. I'm the male version of her. That's why I'm going state to state. I'm getting my revenge. You know why she won her? You know why she won her wars? Not because she was such a great fighter. If you pay attention, in fact, she could have been killed many times. Bill's brother could have killed her. He had her hog tied, but he wasn't built like that. If Beatrice had Bill's brother in the same situation, she would have killed him. She wouldn't have put him in the grave. She wouldn't have gave him a flashlight. She was more of a furious fighter. So when she had the time to kill, she killed. And that's the difference. You had your chance to kill, me, but you didn't. I have my chance to kill you, and I will. And that's the difference between me and you. Hey, I don't know what world you live in, but when you're playing with a grown man with a full deck, I deserve my revenge. And just like in Kill Bill, Beatrix Kiddo deserved her revenge for what Bill did to her. There was no mistake about it. Bill's brother even said it. This woman deserves her revenge, and we deserve to die. He even admitted it. That was one of the best lines in the movie, Kill Bill. He said, this woman deserves her revenge, and we deserve to die. I'm Beatrix. I don't deserve to die. You do. And it's no way, or in no situation, it's nothing that you can manipulate, no information that you can manipulate that's going to save your life. Okay? It's nothing, because it's things that you didn't know and you couldn't possibly know in the situations that you think you are addressing. Like my brother, me being redeemed by getting in the car to go kill somebody with him. That was the redemption for anything that was done to him. A redemption that he did not esteem as redemption because he's not a master. He's a little boy that works hard. He's a little boy with a work ethic. That's the best way to put him. He's a little boy with a work ethic. Oh, he'll work hard, but he's still a little boy. See how it doesn't work out? You could work hard, but if you're still a boy, you won't get far. Like he should have left North Carolina a long time ago. He had talent. He could have left. But he only worked hard. He wasn't a man to leave his own hometown like I have. And that's the difference between men and boys. Now, like I said, Beatrix would have never let Bill's brother live. He could have killed her, and that would have been the end of Kill Bill. When he shot her in the chest with that salt, he had her right where he wanted her. By a fluke, not by professionalism. Well, you could say by intuition. You could say by intuition. He got Beatrice right where he wanted her. But he really wasn't built as an assassin. Or you could say he didn't have enough fury, or he didn't unlock fury to even kill Beatrice. He didn't have a reason to kill her. That's why he couldn't do it. See, that's the mystery. He didn't have a good reason to kill her. That's why he let her live. You're not going to recover this time as the police. I don't care about you being the police. This is God's kingdom. And I'm not the little rat that you thought I was running. This ain't cat and mouse, because I'm not a cat nor a mouse. So it couldn't be cat and mouse when I'm out there every day, when I'm not running from you, when I've been out there and homeless and you did nothing. I've been out when have I been really running from you? When have I ran from you? It's foolishness, buddy. You think I'm running and I'm not. Okay? We're gonna cook your community like fried chicken. We're gonna dump them down in grease like fried chicken, buddy. We're gonna dump your community down in grease like fried chicken. Bill's brother had no fury because Beatrice didn't wrong him. Beatrice didn't wrong him, right? So there was no need to kill her. That's why he couldn't do it when the time came. Even though she was a threat, he still couldn't kill her. Because he knew he deserved to die. And even in that, he gave her a chance to live. See, that's why the power of doing the right thing is a very powerful force. Where your enemies, the very ones that brought you into this situation, know they deserve to die. Yeah, you know you deserve to die, don't you? And I'm not going to change my opinion of this. I have the gift of fury that the most powerful gangster in your country could not possibly have. And I could look him right in his face and tell him that you couldn't possibly have the level of fury that I have. You couldn't possibly have it. Okay? You couldn't possibly have it. Okay? You couldn't possibly have my level of fury. So for everybody that's speaking on my life out there, you don't realize I could go into a rage and come out there and kill you. Well, how I feel right now. I could come kill you right now. But you're not worth it. That's why with fury, you have to be very, very disciplined. That you don't kill the wrong person. That you don't, these people mean nothing to me. They are spectators in a bigger scheme of things. The thing with fury is that, like I said, I could look any gangster in your face and tell you I have way more fury than any one of you. Anyone. That's the Jamaicans. That's the Haitians. That's any type of African. I have more fury than any of you. Any of you. And I don't have a hang up about being fake or real. You know what's real? My fury. You know what's real? My results from my fury. That's what's real. So, before I was rudely interrupted just a minute ago, nothing's fake about me. I don't struggle with self-image. If I did, I wouldn't be aware of self. I wouldn't be as confident in my abilities if I thought I was not real. Now, maybe in the black community, you suffer with being real and fake. Let me tell you something, buddy. All you're trying to do is throw counters as a counterfeit yourself to the real. Don't get killed in this building playing with me. Because God knows I have no problem with killing you. From all that I've been through, I have no problem with killing you. And God knows that. God knows I have no problem with killing you. And that goes for men and women. A woman will walk around because she got a vagina. I don't care about your funky vagina. I don't care if you have a vagina. I'm not having sex with your vagina. So you're just another human being to me. I will kill you. You came up here and a woman just spoke out there about me being fake and she don't think I heard her. I will kill you. Now, like I said, the fury that I have, your best gangster in New York don't have it. Because they haven't been wronged enough. They can be treacherous, even evil. And I promise you, you have not thought about a million people, millions of people dying. Have you thought about that? You thought about millions of people dying? You wouldn't have a reason to. So, it's all about being real, right? You wouldn't have a reason for you to think about millions of people dying because of what you've been through, right? You as a gangster wouldn't have a reason to think about millions of people dying, would you? You just might think about a handful of people. That's it. So how could you possibly have the fury that I have when I want millions to suffer under the destruction of God? I want millions to suffer. I can look you right in your face. That's why I'm looking right into the camera. Let me tell you something, buddy. A gangster is way beneath me, buddy. I have so much fury. I am going to destroy millions. You know how I'm going to do it? As a spiritual warrior, where the FBI and the CIA and the feds can't come in here. You know why they can't come in here? Because I don't have any physical operations. I don't have any physical operations. I have no intentions of harming anyone physically that's not a threat to me. Now, someone that is a threat to me, I have a right to be a threat to them. Someone that's playing in these politics, I have the right to let them know, to shoot a warning shot in the real world we live in, to let them know, listen, buddy, I will kill you. I will. So you can run up and down these stairs. And if I snap one day, I'm telling you, just from hearing you talking, you don't think I'm that much of a master, but I am. Just from hearing you talking, and I know what you're talking about, right? I'm the type of person that can snap and chase you down the stairs and kill you. That's what you need to know. I don't have to have all the reasons why. I know what I'm dealing with and I already know who you are, right? I already know who you are. You don't know who I am. I can chase you down these stairs and kill you. And that's facts. Like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by peasants. They ain't nothing but peasants. Black people have not, because that person think they're a ninja. You're nothing. You're just a mind reader. That's it. Get over yourself. You're just a mind reader. You're nothing in my world. That's all you are. You're not a sensei. You're not. If you was a sensei, you wouldn't be here. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't be in this situation. I'm a real sensei, buddy. I don't play dress up Halloween and act like I'm a sensei. I'm a real sensei. And everybody knows that. I get respect from real military. And everybody knows that. I don't question myself. Maybe you question yourself, and maybe that's why you question others. It's something I don't even think about. I already know I'm real. I'm not a teenager. I don't struggle with insecurities. Not an insecurity of what I'll do to you. No type of insecurities. Okay? I suggest you stop the chattering before I snap and come down there and kill you. Okay? I'm not playing any games. That's the difference between me and you. You know how I know you're a cartoon? I don't care what you consist of. You're a cartoon to me. You know how I know? You know how I know you're a cartoon? Because you're way too close to a very dangerous man. And if you ain't scared to die, hey, I'm not scared to take you. Either way it goes, I'm not scared to take you. I got weapons right now that'll take you straight to hell, and I guarantee you won't be able to fight your way out of it. You will not be. You might picture yourself fighting. You won't be able to. That's what you picture yourself doing. You picture yourself playing with me right now. You picture yourself on my level, and you're not. This is why we have to destroy these people. Because they think they're senseis, and they're not. They're not. I know they're not. These are ignorant black people. They're roaches. They're not senseis. Okay, they think they are, but they're not. I got respect from white people that they will never get respect from. And that's what they mad about. They jealous. There's black people that's jealous that I got respect from the country. And you think it's hype. You think it's overrated, but I got numbers. Look at your country. Look at your country. Do I look overrated? Do I look overrated? Look at your country. Look at your country. Do I look over? Since I've been here in this building, since October, look at your country. Look at it. Look at the changes since I've been in this building. Yeah. Does that look fake to you? Oh, well, how could I be fake? And everything that's happening to you is real. When I can look right in the camera while you throwing psychological games and throwing gaslighting images. I don't care nothing about that. I made my point, and I want you to know I'm on high alert, ready to kill anybody in this building, and it's gonna stay like that until I leave. Okay? I'm on high alert because I'm supposed to be. That's what a normal human being is supposed to be on. Is high alert when there's enemies around for no reason. Well, not a reason to the real world. Not a reason to the real world, buddy, that we live in. And I'm supposed to be on high alert, ready to kill one of you people. And that's how it's gonna stay. Every last one of you. I'm talking about managers on down. Because I don't care about this. So I don't bow down for this. I don't subject myself to you because of this. So you're a manager, but you're not a manager over me. You're a manager over this building. And you're not even really that. I know who you really are. You're a whole bunch of people that thought you could beat me. Wasn't you? Wasn't you? Past tense. So like I said, I am furious. I have the gift of fury. And I'm ready to kill. And guess how I'm going to do it? By spiritual means. This is not no game. Okay? I know you know that. See, the sensei that receives the gift of fury from his enemies, he has to learn to not become a fire that it consumes too quickly or consumes in the wrong direction. He has to be a gift, how I put this, he has to be a fire of fury that is channeled, aligned properly to destroy the highest level of enemies, ignoring the lower level for the higher cause. The only reason I have not killed people like you is because you're not worth it. That's the only reason. Because me, as a warrior, I am so powerful. I can come out this door and I've heard what you said and I can chase you and kill you. You understand? I hope you understand that while you're talking about who's fake, like you're a 16-year-old girl. I don't care who's fake. You know what I am? Someone that will kill you. That's who I am. And you can think whatever you want to think. I'll spill your black blood all over this floor. I'll spill your African blood all over this floor. I'll spill your African blood all over this floor. Your country wanted to play sports, right? That's why all of this is happening. You're jealous of a real master. Pathetic. You're jealous of a real master. You're jealous of a real master. That's all it is. So you can't counter me. Stop acting like a ninja. You're not a ninja. You're not a ninja. Okay? You're not a ninja. Okay? You're not. You're not a ninja. I am. Go ask the police about me. Go ask the police. Go ask them. Go ask the police about me. I don't struggle with insecurities that black people struggle with about who they are as warriors. And guess what? I am not subject to other black people's opinion like other warriors that are black are. They're subject to each other's opinion of them as warriors, and I'm not. I fight on different levels of intellectuality that you couldn't dare embark on. Because you, while you're calling someone fake, is the same person that put me in these situations, and you didn't know your country was marrying children. So, who are you? You're defeated right there. You shouldn't be moving around. It's my point. You shouldn't be walking around. Oh, I'm real. I'm real as they come. I'm better than real. I'm better than fake. Well, obviously, you can't counter me. I have greater psychology than most black people in America. Have I made my point? Because I clearly heard you. Do you clearly hear me? Yeah, you should be done here. I'm a real sensei. I'm part Asian. You're African. Martial arts comes from the Asians, the ones we respect, the arts we respect. It's in my blood. Asian is in my blood. I'm part Asian. Oh, it may seem like something to laugh at for you, but my ancestors most likely practiced the arts, the martial arts. I'm not your everyday African. So when I say I'm an sensei, when I say I'm a sensei, it's in my blood. You understand me? This is why we have to destroy rappers and people like them. They think they're great. They think they're something. They have not paid prices that we respect. I don't care about the streets. I don't care about that little stuff. They have not risen to ranks in the real world. It's in their own little world. They will not even fight white people. They won't do it. They're not ready for racist militias that's ready to kill and shoot headshots. I've shot guns in my life. You're a cartoon, that's what I'm saying. They can't tell you nothing real that they have done. Tell me something real. While you talking about fake and real, you're on the subject of fake, tell me something real you have done. Let me tell you something. You're beneath me, and I know you know that. I know you know that I'm not a part of your community. I freed myself from black ignorance. And you know what? I freed myself from my own mother. I freed myself from my brother. And guess what? I feel better. I feel better. Because I'm not going to be disrespected. I'm not going to be played with anymore. Okay, you understand? Hip hop don't amuse me. Arrogant street people don't amuse me like you. You ain't nothing but a street hoe dressed up in a suit in this building. That's all you are. And a street hoe ain't me. No. I don't care what you've done in the streets. I'm on higher levels of war. Oh, I'm pretty sure you probably got some little expertise in the streets. That's not what this is. I just made it clear. Yeah, you thought a black man would have to face the ranks of gangsters until you realized, like I said before I was rudely interrupted, a gangster does not have the fury that I have. Because why would he have it? He hasn't been wronged like I have. Fury is a gift. Beatrix Kiddo, I am the male version. The real version. Uma Thurman played Beatrix. I am the real Beatrix in male form. I have been so wronged by your community. You can't possibly think I'm fake. I wouldn't have made it this far. That's why people like you must be eliminated. Because even a fool can see if this man was fake, he wouldn't have made it this far. Nope. Under no circumstances. So for you to disrespect me, it's your death. It's your death. You're marked. Mark my words. My God is going to destroy you. I promise you that. I got a track record for not playing games. Okay? You are nothing but an athlete, a sports athlete that is looking to play a game. I am not looking to play a game. Okay? You see the difference between you and I. You're looking to play a game. I'm not. So imagine your energy clashing with mine. You wouldn't even, all you would be doing is fighting me off. You wouldn't have enough fury and enough anger to fight on my level. That's why fury or a furious person is not a game to play with for sport. Your country is learning this the hard way. While Donald Trump will make deals with everybody else, you know why he won't make a deal with me? Because you need to make a deal with me, Donald Trump. You know why you need to make a deal with me? Because your American country has wronged me. And you know about it, don't you? Yeah, you know about this. And I know that you know. Your country has wronged me, and it's a liability to your government. It's a liability to your community. But the reason why you won't make a deal with me, you know why? I'm going to tell you why you won't make a deal with me. Because I'm talking about you being liable for being incompetent about child marriage laws while you was the president the first time. That's what you're bitter about. You're mad that I exposed the fact that you said nothing about child marriage and you feel incompetent yourself and you can't come back from it. You was in the White House. This is why he won't give me a deal. You know why Donald Trump won't give me a deal? Because he mad that I exposed his incompetency. He's mad that I exposed him for sitting in the White House while they was married, while they made laws to marry children. And he did nothing about it, and he's still doing nothing about it. That's why they're not giving me a deal. Let me tell you one thing about the deals that you're making. Your deals are not going to work with every country. Every country is not looking to strike a deal, buddy. So as we await to see what happens with Iran, war is inevitable. It's gone too far already. It's already gone too far. For me and for the rest of the world. For Maduro, President Maduro, right here in Brooklyn. President Maduro, right here in Brooklyn. Maduro, right here in Brooklyn. The President of Venezuela, right here in Brooklyn. It's already war. It's already World War III. All the countries are gathering. And this is how we're going to beat these people. World War III starting with the systems of America being broke down. I believe in the prophecies that God gave me. The systems of America will be shut down. I have faith. See, this is where I elevate beyond senseis. Beyond senseis is as a prophet. Now, I'm in the highest position. I'm in the highest level. I'm on the highest level of acceleration. The prophecies that God gave me is that the American systems will be shut down. The systems, I didn't say the people, the systems will be shut down. The systems of America are going to be shut down by God. God Almighty, Yahweh, Yeshua HaMashiach, the Comforter, the Holy Ghost, is going to shut down the systems of America. This will basically end the United States. It will be nothing worth fighting for anymore. Once the systems are shut down, it's a lost cause. There's nothing here anymore. That's how you know something real bad is about to happen. And guess what? You won't be able to label me as a terrorist. I've already went to the UN. What terrorist do you know goes to the UN? If the FBI or the CIA ever came to me, the first thing I would do is make them pull up my UN report against the United States. And when they look at that UN report that I got to the United Nations, they will see the full description of everything that's been done. Unbiased people will see the full description of what's been done against me for fun. for ignorant black people that thought they was having fun. And that's how you need to hear it. This started out as ignorant rap culture people like them thinking this was fun. That's how it started. Oh, I know exactly. I'm here in America. I know exactly what I'm dealing with and exactly who it is, and then I can describe them. It was ignorant, funky black people that thought they were having fun with playing with my life. And it wasn't just gay people either. In the beginning, it wasn't gay people. It was ignorant, ghetto people in the beginning. In the beginning, it was ignorant, ghetto people without mentioning sexuality or even secret societies. They didn't really get involved before ignorant black people, before they were involved. This is why you must suffer. This is why. And it doesn't matter that you're black, you're just another tribe of people to me. You're just another tribe. Get over yourself. Your doo-doo stinks like everybody else's stinks. You stink like everybody else do. And you're gonna suffer like everybody else does. You were never worthy of my legend. You didn't even know your own country was marrying children. That's how I know you as black people were not worthy of my legend. And I don't care about mind reading. I don't care about none of that. We don't care. Okay, you mind read, but you didn't know your country was marrying children? You can read mind. You see what I'm saying? It's not connected to our real world. That's what I'm trying to show you. If they can mind read, right? Why they didn't know the country was marrying children? You can read minds. You got all this spiritual power. Why couldn't you find out that your country was marrying children? Oh, listen, how we know, how we know you didn't know is because you played with my life. If you had known your country was marrying children, you wouldn't have came out here. That's how we know you didn't know. Because they'll Jedi mind trick like they knew. You didn't know. How we know you didn't know is because if you knew your country was marrying children, you wouldn't have been talking about, your whole perspective would have been revolutionized to realize no one can come out here talking about pedophiles. Nope. See, what we're doing is putting America in the proper perspective. That you're not even great enough to fight a sensei like me. No, you marry children. You think you deserve an official showdown, don't you? As Americans. We're Americans. We deserve an official fight. No, you don't. When we realize that you marry children, you don't even deserve an official showdown. You don't deserve an official showdown because you're not the master that you projected yourselves to be. Well, if you was a master, the same person that called me fake right there, the woman that called me fake,
in the threshold in the hallway right there. If you was the master you claimed to be, why you didn't know about your country marrying children? Let's question her realness. She talking about real, who's real, right? Okay, well, you didn't know your country was marrying children, did you? Okay, so how are you the master that I am? See, mastery is on different levels. I guess you didn't know that. You can't master just one level. Intellectually, you are a bird brain. You're a bird brain psychic or telepath or mind reader or whatever you are. But you're a bird brain with being that. Well, why how come you didn't know about your country marrying children? Huh? How come you didn't know, these police didn't know their country was marrying children? Because you didn't master every level. A master masters more than one level. You got a couple levels under your belt and thought you was a master. No. How we know you're not a master. This is how we know for sure. Let's settle this. How we know you're not a master, because the very subject that you were talking about, which is pedophilia, you did not master your own country to know that they was marrying children. That's how we know you're not a master. A master would have knew that. A master would have knew that, including the police, including the black community, including the white community. You would have knew your country was marrying children if you was a master. On my level, I know you did not know. But you're acting like you're the master I am because now you know. See the fool you are? I laugh at people like you. You actually make me genuinely laugh. What that tells you about yourself? That don't tell you something about yourself. You make me laugh literally. Not a forced laugh. Not forced laughter. If you was a master, you wouldn't come out with a subject matter that you was ignorant on. You was ignorant on the subject of pedophilia in your country. So how could you be a master when you're ignorant in the very war that you projected towards another master? You came out here projecting yourselves as masters like I am. But when we found out what you were talking about, you were not a master in what it is in your country. In that same subject matter, you was not a master in the subject matter concerning your own country. And that's why we know how we know you're not masters. And that's all I care about. I don't fight amateurs. That's why I haven't killed you. You're not worth it. What do I get from it? A random woman that no one knows, that didn't even know their country was marrying children. That's what we base it on. You're an amateur at best. While you're talking about who's real and fake, you're an amateur. Your mother didn't even know your country was marrying children, did she? Your father did not know your country was marrying children, did he? Your grandmother and your grandfather and your great-grandmother and great-grandfather and your great-great-grandmother and your great-great-grandfather did not know your country was marrying children. Your whole family is pathetic. Your whole family is pathetic. And I mean that. They're slaves. That's why the first thing a free black man got to do is get away from slaves. The first thing you got to do. Not selling out. Not being an Uncle Tom. But see, that's where it gets tricky. You still got to separate from them. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You got to separate from slaves because they the main ones that's going to try to act like they on your level, but they not. That's what this is all about. You think you're on my level. Well, how we know that's not true? How we know it's not true is because you didn't know about child marriage in your country, did you? No. So you're not the master I am. The case closed, buddy. Wasn't that the main thing they set all this up about? Is children, right? We know that. Children in this neighborhood, behind the window, downstairs, down there, all these insinuations with children and old people. All these insinuations about sexuality, that's what you've been doing in this building. Yes, you have. How we know you're not masters, how we know, is because you didn't know about your country, the United States, marrying children until I came along. That's the only reason you know. That's not your mastery. Because you know now. No, that's not your mastery. It's my mastery, not yours. You get the difference. You know, but it doesn't make you a master, buddy. Oh, you thought that leveled you up. You thought you got leveled up because you found out through me that y'all married children after you played with my integrity. You thought that leveled you up. No, well, you forgot that you played with my integrity. Why would you be leveled up? Why would you be leveled up when you play with my integrity? No. You felt like because you knew this information, you leveled up, didn't you? But you should have felt that you played yourself when you heard this information. Well, your country is marrying children. That's what a sensei is going to tell you. See, there's different levels of mastery. You didn't master them all. No, you didn't. You went into psychological, spiritual intuition. That's what you went into, basically. To me, that can't win all wars. And even you losing that, because with all your intuitive power, you didn't know your own country was marrying children. Checkmate. You can read everything, but you couldn't read your country. You can mind read all day, but you couldn't find out that your country was marrying children. You lose, buddy. At your own game, at your own lane. In your own lane, you lose. It's no way a sensei like me will respect you as a mind reader or whatever the heck you think you are. But you didn't know your own country. You wasn't in the know about your country marrying children. Imagine me and my level of spirituality respecting you when you came out here talking about children, but you're marrying children and you didn't know it. You can't beat that. It's no way around it. So, you thought I was some little gay little happy boy? That's not true. You thought I was a gay little happy boy, didn't you? You sized me up as a gay little bounce around happy boy that you're used to seeing. When I'm an individual, I'm a legend. I'm an individual personality. No matter my sexuality, I'm an individual. An individual you shouldn't have played with. And that's the bottom line. You see how people size you up based on what they've seen already in some other boys, and they think that's you. And that's how simple-minded people are. They don't leave room for individuality. Where I'm my own man, no matter what you seen and who you seen, and no matter what kind of man that was gay or bi or whatever other sexuality that you seen, I'm my own man, buddy. You simple-minded, ain't you? Because I don't care about the next man. I don't care what they are. I'm me. Regardless. And if you don't learn who I am, you're going to play yourself, buddy, every time. You're going to play yourself every time. Because once you size people up, like I've never been gay in my psychology. I've had a gay man tell me You are not gay. It's one thing for heterosexuals to tell you you're not gay. I've had a gay man tell me, you're not gay. Oh, you didn't know that, did you? Well, that does matter. An older guy too. This wasn't a young boy. For an older gay man to tell me you're not gay. A black man, an older black gay man, you're not gay. Oh, he didn't say that for me to feel some type of way. No, we wasn't talking about people talking about it. He volunteered this perspective out of the blue. Yeah. Out of the blue. He tells me, you're not gay. That's for all of America, for what all you've been thinking. Once a gay man tell you you're not gay, see, I know something that you don't know. I know things that you don't know that's been said, as you can see. And you didn't know that a gay man, ex-military, if you want to see what an intellect was at, military level of intellect, tell me I'm not gay. This is a military man that tells me you're not gay. You are not gay. And I know that. It's just that I have many different ethnicities. I'm black, Asian, Indian, from South Asia. I can go show you my DNA just in case you think it's a game. I can show you my DNA. Why you say you got Indian in my family, I do got Indian in my family. The real Indian from India. I'm part Indian. You didn't know that? Okay, so then that's going to dictate how I carry myself. And when I carry myself like a black Indian that's Asian, right? And I'm South Italian. I'm part Italian. They didn't know I was Italian. That's what I'm saying. Ignorant black people that look somebody right in the face and can't see them. You can't see me for who I am. You can't see me literally. I'm black, Italian, Asian, Indian. Now you know. Okay? That's why I'm way more dangerous than you realize. And you know the war's on, don't you? Because I just connected with California. I'm pretty sure they briefed you on that. They're briefing you on every step I move and I make. But what they haven't realized is the level of fury that I have. The gift of fury. I've done a whole message on this. Fury is a gift from your enemies. It's a gift. It's a gift from your enemies. And you don't have the same gift. You can't be furious. Furious about what? Even if you're losing your country, you still can't be furious. On my level, I've been through way more than you. In this fury, doesn't only make you a threat physically, it makes you a threat intellectually. And here's what you might find interesting. It makes me a threat spiritually, because I'm going to fight a lot harder than you. I'm going to fight a lot harder than you spiritually. I'm a fast and go into spiritual warfare way deeper than you could ever go, right? None of those things are working out there. I'm aware of all of that. That's not working. That's not working with me. None of that is working. This whole little war grid that you made is why we're ending this country. I paid a price willingly to go through all of that, and I know it don't mean nothing. I'm not autistic. Oh, you thought autistic people will be scared by noises, or disturbed by noises. I'm not autistic. I'm Asian and Indian, and you saw me as a normal African, and so it's a form of racism because when I didn't look like you thought I should look and behave like you thought I should behave, oh, he's autistic. Autistic? Why? Because I'm Indian and I move different. Asians don't move like black people. So I just moved through that attack. That's a sound campaign. That's what we call it. That's a sound campaign. We're going to get down to business. We're going to go ahead and finish this country on off. How we're going to do it is by spiritual means. That's why the FBI, CIA won't be able to raid me. The reason why they won't be able to raid me is because we're going to do it by spiritual means. You can use all your best men. And we already know I've already won because you married children in your country. That's it. Ain't no real man in the real world gonna esteem you the same way we once did. We know the Americans are marrying children. Marrying children. And so the little image that you just sent to my mind, I caught it. You're corny. Black and white people in America have always been corny when it comes to levels of martial arts and thinking they're senseis and all of this. You shuck and jive too much to be a sensei. You shuck and jive too much. You're not. You think you're senseis and you're not. How we know? Because senseis have philosophy. Senseis have philosophy behind their power and mastery. You have no philosophy. See, the philosophy that I have, that you don't, is if you're marrying children, you lose. You don't have any, only a boy would think he can continue to do something and it would mean anything. Only a girl would think that she can move around and it means something. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. You marry children. I got my foot on your neck. It's no way you getting out of this. You marry children. We don't care about none of those psychological circus games that you're playing out there. No, we don't care about that. I'm sorry. You are the pedophiles, after all. And that's how it's done. And how we know you don't have the same level of philosophy that real masters have is because you would know that you're done today, not tomorrow. You're done today according to real masters. Marrying children. You don't have no room to do anything. You don't have no room to do sound campaigns and throw images. I already know about all of that. It means nothing. We don't care. We know it's you. It's common sense. I just ducked it. That's what it was. I just ducked it. I'm energy proof, which Christians call a hedge of protection. I have a hedge of protection where you can't even get that through. All that's going to do is roll off my back like water off a duck's back. Okay, that's all it does. I'm very good. I'm very aware. As you can see, all the sound campaigns, we don't care nothing about that. The police is the main ones that started this problem. That's why it's going to be anarchy as their curse. Their curse, you know what their curse is? Anarchy. See, you see how this is going, right? Because they got to be cursed. I mean, maybe they thought because they was in a position of authority in America that God can't reach them. Oh, buddy. God can touch police in a major way. You didn't think so, did you? I'm gonna tell you what made you think that. You thought because they do a little good in the world and come out here, and when they respond to 911 calls, because they respond to 911 calls, you thought that they serve some higher divine purpose that would give them immunity in situations like this. I'm sorry. They don't have no immunity. And it doesn't matter if they fight for good. No. Because you know what God is going to determine? The country that you actually fight for. Not what you're doing. Not the nature of what you're doing. God is going to consider what country you're doing it for. So if you're the police for Sodom and Gomorrah, you're the police for Sodom and Gomorrah. You're the police for Sodom and Gomorrah. So if you have police for Sodom and Gomorrah, do you think God is going to look at the good things you do, how you protect the land of Sodom and Gomorrah? Do you think God is going to look at that you get the bad guys in Sodom and Gomorrah? Your cause is not considered. The nature of what you're doing is not considered because you fight for Sodom and Gomorrah. You don't fight for yourself. You're a liar. The main thing you stand for is you think that you are fighting the bad guys in America. And to God, you're fighting for Sodom and Gomorrah. So, while you thought God was on your side by the concept of fighting crime, you're fighting crime in Sodom and Gomorrah. You're fighting crime in Sodom and Gomorrah, buddy. Which means judgment is still coming, and judgment is still coming on all of the people, including you. You see what happened? You fought for Sodom and Gomorrah and thought that because you fought bad guys or fought crime that God is on our side. He tripping. He's a nut. Sorry to tell you. You fight crime for Sodom and Gomorrah, which is not acknowledged by God. Oh, you think God acknowledges policemen for Sodom and Gomorrah? No, think about what I'm saying. Does God acknowledge policemen for Sodom and Gomorrah? When you had Sodom and Gomorrah, they had guards, they had soldiers. I'm pretty sure Sodom and Gomorrah had what we call police, right? Besides military, men that walked around and enforced on a lower level, because that's all policemen are, enforcers, law enforcers who enforce on a lower level, right? Do you think Sodom and Gomorrah had policemen? Okay, so when judgment came on Sodom and Gomorrah, did God hold back judgment on the police of Sodom and Gomorrah? Boy, that's good. That's 7 out. Did God hold back judgment on Sodom and Gomorrah? Policemen? No. Because your cause no longer mattered because you're fighting for the United States of America, which is modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. So guess what's going to happen to you as police? You're going to be no longer, you can see you're hated now by ISIS bringing the hate to all law enforcement. You can already see it. You can see it. ISIS is going to continue to be out here. ISIS is going to continue to fight through the duration of the Trump administration. During the whole duration of Trump's administration, ISIS is going to fight, just in case you think it's going somewhere. It's not going to stop. They're going to continue to come out here and they're going to make mistakes just like the police. They gonna make more mistakes. That's just what it is. So ultimately, there's going to be anarchy. I truly believe that it's going to be anarchy, and that's also going to be based on what law enforcement from Charlotte, North Carolina, Charlotte Police, Tampa Bay Police, and New York Police, what they did against me as the prophet is what their curse is going to be: anarchy, where they're no longer needed, because you're no longer needed because you played with a prophet. Your curse is ultimately going to be anarchy. That's what your curse is going to be, buddy. I'm sorry to tell you. That's what it's going. That's why you can look at ICE and see everything that's going. All that's doing is working towards anarchy. Where even if the police was not really involved with the ICE situation, they're gonna get eliminated, and they're gonna get eliminated right along with the situation with ICE. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what's gonna happen. This is not gonna get better. This is the surreal for you. It's surreal. It's the surreal reality of the last days, the end of the world. It is here. The people going crazy. They're doing crazy stuff. They're not reasonable. They don't live in reality. It's here. I'm still in reality. I'm still talking about reality. Your reality of marrying children in America. Your reality of ICE making it a path for anarchy. Oh yeah. They're making a path for anarchy. That you can see it. You can see it. Because Trump is not going to get rid of ICE. Let me bust your bubble right quick. Trump is not getting rid of ICE. Okay? That's not going to happen, because they're going to come back to getting the illegal people in this country, no matter what color they are. So they're all about getting not just Hispanic or Latinos, the different groups of Africans as well. Asians too, probably. And some Europeans. I'm pretty sure they might not make the news, but they're getting, ICE is getting everybody. That part. They getting white people too. They getting white people too. It just don't make the news. The main thing make the news is the dense population of the Hispanic and Latinos that they getting. But they getting white and black. We know they're getting Africans because they talking about it. We know that. They're getting Europeans too. They're getting them too. So, ICE is not going anywhere. Just get used to the thought. Just get used to the thought. Just get used to the thought that ICE is not going anywhere. Okay? Now you see where this is going. It's only going to get worse as ICE progresses. And it don't matter about these people that got killed. That's a drop in the bucket for these people that's doing it. That's a drop in the bucket for ICE and people like them. They don't care. Okay? I mean, their justification is going to be, does law enforcement stop because a couple people get shot? Does law enforcement go away because a couple people get killed? No. ICE is not going away because a couple people get killed. You're a child in your mind. ICE is not going nowhere with all these illegal migrants that's black, Hispanic, Latino, and some European and some Asian too. They're not going nowhere. It's too many illegal people here. That's common sense. They're not going nowhere, buddy. I could see if it wasn't that bad. It's out of control. it's too many illegal migrants here. They not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere, buddy. So you might as well get used to ICE and pull the pressure off of ICE because they ain't going nowhere. You might as well, because all you're doing is causing more of a dictatorship. You're causing more of a dictatorship by trying to fight against ICE and you're gonna force the Trump administration to become more of a dictatorship in more than one way as a result of just pressing up against them concerning ICE. All you're gonna do is make Trump a dictator because he's gonna do what he want to do. We already see that, and ain't no way in the world he gonna get rid of ICE when their whole thing is getting all the migrants out. That's their whole thing. It's no way you're gonna get rid of it. It's not going anywhere. It's the end. What you thought? I told you. I guess you didn't believe in the real world where God rules over everybody. Oh, even though it talks about the devil, the Antichrist, and all that stuff that you are waiting, right? God still rules. It didn't say that God doesn't rule. God still rules at all times. And now you understand that. God can do whatever he wants to do. Where there is no Antichrist, there is no New World Order. There is no mark of the beast. Nothing. Well, people say that's prophecy. Well, if God doesn't want it to happen, it doesn't happen. So, God can't change his mind. Of course God can change his mind. You stupid. Well, the mark of the beast has to happen if God wanted to happen. But if you press God hard enough, I mean, you know what I mean. When you think you're fighting against God's people and everything, God can hold all of the prophecies back and kill America. The wrong game you play with God is to play a contest. That's the worst thing you could do is challenge God. What a fool. I don't even esteem you to be evil. I esteem you to be retarded. That's like putting a gun to your head and talking about well, I can survive. Okay. Go ahead with your bad self. Put a gun to your head and see if you can survive. You won't. Okay? That's common sense. Playing with God is like putting a gun to your head and expecting to survive. Most likely, you won't. That's all you did. We don't esteem you as tough or bad. I've been around real killers that killed people. I've been around that. Right? I don't esteem you as that. That's not what you are. So I don't really care what you are besides that. If you're not that, I don't care. You ain't bad to me. That's bad. Killing somebody and putting them in the grave, that's bad, buddy. Anything else is child's play to me. I guess that's the best way to put it. Anything else, I don't care if it's witchcraft, fighting, whatever else, punching and fighting people. Nah, it's all child's play, buddy. The big leagues is the murder game, buddy. Assassinations, killing people. That's bad. That's tough. And in some cases, that's evil. That's what real evil is. Okay, so, I don't see that what you do is evil. It's not evil to me. It's not. It's not evil. You're going to see what evil is very soon. Mass amounts of evil. Okay, that's what you're going to see. I don't care nothing about that out there. So what? They ain't doing nothing to me. I'm too strong in my psychology. I already know they're doing it. So Why would I succumb to it? Imagine that. I know what they're doing, right? If I didn't know, then that's when it has more of a possibility to affecting your psychology. If I know, then why would it affect my psychology? I'm gonna be aware of it. I'm gonna pull myself together, like I have. I haven't been broken at all. I just pull myself together and go through this little game you got going on, little buddy. Listen. I've won too many times to take you seriously. That's why I don't take you seriously. And you wouldn't either. If you was in a situation where you beat people 1,000,000 times, who's gonna take them seriously? I don't take them seriously. I don't take you seriously. It's just what it is. Now, what's gonna happen? I'll tell you like a gangster, here's what's gonna happen. Here's what's gonna happen. That's what a gangster would tell you. Here's what's gonna happen. The systems of America is going to be shut down. The systems of this country is going to be shut down. Police is going to be washed away with anarchy and chaos and mayhem and pandemonium. Words you probably don't even know. Pandemonium, chaos, mayhem, people hysterical, where it's out of control, everybody out of control, no turning back. That's where we're going. Well, what you thought it was gonna get better? How? You got karma. It's called karma. That's why I keep warning these people. How you gonna get past karma? If I can't stop you, karma will. Well, yeah. You forgot about karma. Oh, so all of a sudden you don't believe in karma. So you believe in karma, right? Okay, so you've come to terms with the fact that you've done wrong here, right? A lot of wrong, right? So, because you're American, you think karma's not gonna come? You see what's going on, don't you? This is karma. This is called karma. You reap what you sow. That's what the Bible says. Spiritual reciprocity. Spiritual fruition. It's bad karma for all that you've done. It's simple. This situation is so simple. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. It's not hard to understand. You just gotta have an open mind that you being American is not immunity to karma. That's what's happening. Anybody misunderstand what's happening? I've explained it. You're getting exactly what you deserve. Okay? And guess what? Here's the worst part for you. That's going to happen either way it goes. Karma has nothing to do with me. You could say, I now embody your karma as Americans. You could say that. You could say I kind of embody a certain type of karma. You could say I embody a certain type of karma, right? Because of the gang stalking in the games you played with me, it turned around where now I embody a certain type of karma, right? But ultimately, your karma is coming either way it goes. See, that's the good news. for those who are true spiritual warriors against the Americans and the Freemasons and its other secret societies. They did too much to survive. All we had to do was endure. And now they've done too much to survive. If we had not endured, then they wouldn't be doing it to anyone. Make sense? If we had not endured, they would have obviously stopped because no one would have been here. But we endured enough for them not to survive. We endured enough that they did. We took enough from them to where now they know their karma is not going to let them survive. It's already there. That's why I'm putting in overtime. This is overtime. This is overtime. I don't even have to fast right now. As far as what these people out here, that's done. You could put a fork in that steak. That's done. You could put a fork in that. So I'm putting in overtime. That's why people was trying to communicate and tell me it's over. I know it's over. This is overtime. This is making sure. This is making absolute sure these roaches will not survive. They are roaches. And you do not coexist with roaches if you don't have to. We do not esteem them as even humans. If you lack humanity, that's what happens. Why should I esteem you as a wholesome human and you're not? So then what do I esteem you as if you're not a wholesome human? Well, you could talk about rights, but you're not a wholesome human. So why you deserve rights? Why you deserve human rights when you're not acting human? Why should we acknowledge your human rights when you do not act human? See, when you are a low quality person, people do not care about your needs anymore. In the world that we live in, you have two types of people: low quality and high quality. And low quality people cannot be high quality people. There's only two. And if you do anything that violates consistently a high quality person, you're not. You're fooling. You're lying to yourself. You're a low quality person. You're a polished turd, in other words. You're just a polished turd. That's all. You're a gold turd. But you're low quality. This is why I pride myself, even in war, classy while winning wars. I'm classy while winning wars. In a war, that's where you need to be most classy and most professional. Black people take notes on winning wars without being ratchet. Low quality people and high quality people can't coexist. No, they can't. They cannot. See, you say we should be able to coexist. Low quality people and high quality people can't exist together. You know why? One is filthy, and one is clean. I can give you a perfect example how I live in this building. You got low quality people in this building for whatever means. I don't care if it's on purpose or not. It's still low quality, right? So the bathroom, a person can defecate all around the rim of the toilet and not clean it up. They can defecate on the toilet and not clean their own feces. That's a low quality person. I can't literally live with them. Literally. Because they're low quality. You can't even live with them. No, you can't. And we're going to prove it first with cleanliness, being clean. A low quality person will leave trash everywhere. They will steal from your room. I've had people steal from this room I'm in. I've had people bust the door down. Look at the door. Look at this door. This is somebody breaking through the door and putting their hand through the lock. And I had to pull a weapon on them. I had to pull a weapon on them to stop this door, to stop them from coming through the room. That's low quality. That's why we can't coexist. I'm glad these things happen because people see why I separate from ignorant black people. This is why. That's why. Checkmate. I show people why. Running up and down the stairs, playing games, checkmate again. This, for a normal person like me, they're going to understand exactly why I don't deal with these people. Thank you. Thank you, right during Black History, right on time on Black History, which I do not celebrate because of people like you. I don't celebrate Black History no more in my life. You will never see me reference to Black History anymore in February. It's not Black History Month for me. That's how you do it. You show no camaraderie. You show no love. You show no love. You don't try to work it out. You don't try to make it work. That's how you do them. You listen. You show them you're a grown man. You can fight back. You can make people feel it. That's what a fight is all about. You make people feel something, right? Yeah, I can make you feel something. I can make you feel something, buddy. So, we're waiting for the systems to be shut down. We're embracing it wholeheartedly. This world doesn't complement God's people. It's not fit for the world to live, for the world to win. If we don't fit into this world, if we can't live, they can't live. And you know what I mean? Because they'll act like technically we're existing. No. If I can't live, you can't live. That's right. Finally, a prophet stands up and do what the prophets really do. You know what we do? We curse. We curse. I can show you right in the Bible where a prophet cursed. Now, if you can't live with that, you are not fit to go to war or to be a king or a queen. This is why I let my mom go out of my life, because she's not a queen. She's not fit to be a queen. A queen cuts off who needs to be cut off from the family. It has to happen. You can't be a lovely queen. You can't be a lovely king. You have to cut off those who have wronged the throne in the kingdom. And if you can't do that, you're faking it. You're not a king or a queen. I know what it consists of. You know what it consists of? Killing who deserves to be killed. Okay? That's what it consists of. You can't find no king, no leader in the world that just can't kill nobody. They have to do it. It's part of it. Leaders have to kill. Civilians just sit back and watch. You never play the lane. You never could play the lane. You're not built to do it. I kill unbiasedly who deserves to be killed. You put it together. You see who's doing what, and you listen to the principle that I said. We kill who needs to be killed, bro. That's what God's kingdom is going to do. We're going to take away who needs to be taken away. And you're going to be surprised when who you thought would be taken away, it's going to be other people right there with them getting taken away. It's going to be black people right there with white people getting taken away, buddy. You'll see. You'll see. Because if you thought black people was going to survive based on slavery, based on assassinations of Malcolm X and MLK, I'm sorry. Life goes on. And you're going to suffer for the wrongs that you've done. MLK is an individual. Malcolm X they were both individuals. You are an individual. You are collectively someone else altogether different. And you have to suffer for what you've done. People gonna be so surprised. One thing ain't nobody talking about, how black people gonna suffer. Oh, they gonna suffer. Real bad. Real bad. Because that's part of the last days. That's part of the end of the world. Ain't no way in the world, based off of them, what black people went through in the past, they gonna just live. Think about what I'm saying. They just gonna live based off Malcolm X, based off MLK. No, they not. They not just gonna live. Based on all the evil they done, they not going to survive this. They killed too many people. They own children. That's what we holding over their head. You know what I'm holding over your head? All them children you killed. That's worse than a pedophile. You know what's worse than a pedophile? Children killers, manually out here gang banging and killing children. You can't beat it. You killed too many children. And you didn't think anything was going to happen to you. What should happen to you as a collective community? What suggests you that happens to you for killing all these children? What should happen? Nothing. So nothing should happen for all the children that have been killed, including my brother. My brother was killed by 2 black boys, and I do mean boys. And I do mean boys. I say what people want to say, and I do mean boys. Killed by 2 black boys. He's gone forever. You don't think they're gonna get something for all the people they killed? See, there's 2 types of black people. People that are oblivious to what black people do to each other. And they haven't lost any family members to other black people. And there are other black people among us that have lost their children to black people, and they're not the black people that get noted the most or paid attention to. In fact, you don't really get to hear them talk a lot about how they feel now that they've lost family to black people. Do you feel the same way about black people and this black culture and all this foolishness? How you feel about black people now that you've lost your children, that you can never get back, You can never get these family members back. How do you feel about black people? How you feel about them? So the truth is, you know, you either live in a white American world where you never lost no family to black people, or you're one of those Bill Cosby kids, those suburban black people that never lost no family to other black people. So it's easy for you to sit back and talk about pro-blackness when you never lost no family to black people. That's 7 out. You ain't never lost no family to black people, have you? We have. My family has lost family to black people. So then you begin to form a different opinion, right? An opinion that is not biased any longer about black people, about ignorant black people. Okay? It's a lot of black people that done gave up on other black people. They done gave up on the collective perspective of black people. While you still talking about stuff, I can show you black people that don't care nothing about these people no more. You lose your family, you won't care nothing about them. Because this is why. Because you know it was black ignorance. Not because your family member went out there and did something terribly wrong. In many cases, it's total ignorance. And that's what you despise the most, is that ignorance. Ignorance now, not that your family did something wrong. Well, they deserve that. Total ignorance. And you begin to despise black people. Welcome to an era where black people despise, not hate, not black on black violence, despise other black people. I despise you. I despise you because of all the killing, because of all the contradiction. You kill children. Long as you killing children as a collective black community, don't talk to me about no pedophilia. Because you know what's worse than a pedophile? A child killer. Someone who kills a child with a gun. That's worse than a pedophile. Yes or no? What's worse? A pedophile or somebody killing children? Black people killing children all the time. Every year. Every year there's notable cases of children being killed by black people. Every single year. So you know it's going to happen this year. It happens every year. It happens every year. Where there's some kids that stand out that you remember that got shot last year and killed. It's going to happen this year. It happens every year. Last year was a 6-year-old girl. 6 years old. She died a day after her birthday. Yeah, I pay attention and I remember the contradictions that you do every year. That's why people hate you now. Your own people hate you. They don't want nothing to do with it. They don't want nothing to do with you. See, you can front on these white folks. You can front on these white people, but I know who you are. I know that you contradict yourself. I know you got pedophiles in every family tree. In most family trees, these black women all been molested. I know that. Go ask these black women, have they been molested? More than half of them have, right here in America. And you want to talk to me about what? A pedophile? Okay, well, you doing that to each other, right? Okay, yeah. You doing that to each other. All these black women being molested. Half of them being molested. Oh, I know I'm right. I don't never say nothing that ain't true. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. That's how I know I'm right. I'm not going to say nothing that's not true. Half of these black women being molested. And then black people hollering out here talking about pedophiles. Not you. Not you. Maybe some other race. Maybe the Chinese or, some other race of people, but not you. I know you, and I know you be molesting these children in your family. Okay, I'm aware of that. And the further you go back in time, the more they was doing it. Meaning the older generations of black people, they were all having sex with each other in their own family. That's why you don't defecate on the person that knows you the best. You don't fight people who know you the best, buddy. I know you better than you know yourself. Some of you black people don't even put this together. I did put it together. You're killing each other. You're killing children. That's worse than a pedophile. That's number one. You didn't put that together, did you? Have you ever said that out your mouth? If you ain't never said it out your mouth, you ain't put it together. You can use that for yourself. If they ain't never said it out their mouth, you have not put it together. Now have you? No. You know what it takes to put it together? You gotta say it out your mouth. You gotta articulate this. You haven't articulated this. That a pedophile is not worse than a child killer that takes and gang bang and kill children. That's worse than a pedophile. Have you ever put that all together in one sentence? No. Then you haven't put it together. That you haven't put together the real reality that black people are worse than pedophiles because they kill their own children. And I don't care if that's directly or indirectly. Do you care? Do you care if they meant to kill the child? You don't. Do you care how it happened? No. No, you don't. But white America is not gonna say that. These big butt white girls smoking weed with black dudes, you ain't gonna say that these black people is worse than pedophiles, killing black children, shooting and gangbanging and killing black children, because it ain't your place to say it. But it's your place to put your mouth on the prophet. But you ain't gonna put your mouth on these black folks killing these children. But you're gonna put your mouth on the prophet. It's just an educated observation. It's just an educated observation from a real sensei. You can't kill children. Talking about pedophiles. Black people can't kill children as a community. Hollering out here talking about pedophiles. And white people can't come out here hollering about pedophiles and they marrying children in the United States. So, here's what's going to happen. The systems of America is going to be shut down. And we're glad. I'm glad about that. I'm not looking forward to the future. There is no future. I'm not looking forward to the days ahead because I'm hoping that it ends any day now. I'm not looking to get married again or have a family. I'm not looking to do anything. I am waiting for the judgment of God on this country. And I'm not going to be Jedi mind tricked by something in the future. Because see, when you're thinking about something in the future, that's almost like you don't have your faith in place for the judgment to happen now. See that part? That's 7 out. If you think about all this stuff in the future, having these kids and all of that, you ain't gonna look at this season right now that we need judgment now. When you talk about the future, as soon as you start talking about the future, Your faith is not in the place for the proper judgment to come in the proper season. You need judgment to come now. Forget the future. Forget everything about the future. You need judgment to happen now. You need destruction to happen now in your enemies. Forget the future. Forget getting married, kids, and all of that. This is what real soldiers do. We forgetting about all of it. No future, no nothing. No future, no nothing. No dreams, no destiny, no music, no whatever else. No vocations, no millions of dollars, no billions of dollars, no trillions of dollars, nothing. Destruction on our enemies. That's it. That's what we think about. That's where our faith is. You know what my faith is? Destruction on my enemies. That's what my faith is, little buddy. Little buddy. That's what my faith is. Destruction on my enemies. Okay? This is how you gotta move. If you don't think I'm serious, I just cut my mom off. Call me crazy? Hey, whatever. How you know I ain't crazy? Because I'm smart enough to know you. I'm smart enough to articulate craziness outside myself. A crazy person, this is a hack for you in life. A crazy person can't articulate craziness outside themselves. Meaning they can't say, I don't care if you think I'm crazy. You might think I'm crazy. A crazy person ain't gonna ever say that. They don't articulate themselves outside of craziness. That's just a little hack for you. Just a little hack for you right there. So you can think I'm crazy, right? See, a crazy person can't do that. They can't say that. But I don't care if you think I'm crazy. My mother was not loyal to me over my brother. I'm the one that held her deepest secrets that her husband still don't know. And I'm not throwing her under the bus or nothing. I know I got secrets that nobody know, not even my brother. He only knew because of me. I know secrets that I've held some of her darkest secrets, and nobody know but me. So I expect her to know that. And when my time comes for you to express your loyalty, I expect you to fall in line. Because you already know the secrets that I've held for you. Not my brother, me. Only me. So she don't understand loyalty. Well, between me and her, because of that, off the strength of me holding her deeper secrets, when she couldn't have made it. She wouldn't have made it if I would have revealed her secrets. She wouldn't have made it. She wouldn't be in the situation she's in right now. She wouldn't be in the situation she's in. I held her secrets. And even when me and her did not get along in other times of my life, I didn't air her out. I didn't tell the secrets. See, that's what loyalty is all about. Also, holding down secrets. You know, that's real. That's real. That's real, though. And if I hold down your secrets, and then when my brother go around here dancing around like a little Pomeranian dog, like a little dog dancing around in circles, you gonna just listen to what he talking about. You gonna just listen to what he talking about, and I told you everything by letter, what he did and everything, and you still gonna be loyal to him after I was loyal to you when you couldn't even have a place to stay. You wouldn't even probably have a place to stay if I aired her out for what she did. She wouldn't even be with her husband if it wasn't for me. For me. Not my brother. For me. And I expect her to know that as a grown woman. Because she was a grown woman when it happened. Okay, so then I expect you as a grown woman to understand what we both understand, or we both should understand. I held you down out of the whole family, where you wouldn't even have a place to stay. You might have recovered from it and manipulated the situation where where your husband had just as many things that he did to you. Now, but if I would have aired you out when it happened, you wouldn't have made it to this point. And that's what you supposed to look at. Me and you supposed to know that. I supposed to know that. Nobody else can know that. My brother doesn't know that. He knows certain things, but he wouldn't know that's why you're loyal to me. You know why. You should know why. You wouldn't have made it this far without me. And I'm not being arrogant when I say that. No, that's right. If I would have said something when it happened, she wouldn't have had a place to live. I wouldn't have had a place to live. If I would have aired that out and I couldn't hold water like the South say, if I couldn't hold water, you wouldn't have made it. And that's what I look at. And so, see, I can prove. Listen, I'ma always come up thorough, bro. I'm not perfect, but I'ma always come up where it makes sense, man. Where if it was something I did as a kid, well, it makes sense because I was a kid. That's how it makes sense. That's the sense that it makes. Okay, so we not stuck on retarded. Kids do crazy things. It's what it is. We don't try to define them as a whole human being for what people do as kids. No, we don't. I don't define nobody for what they did as a child. Okay, who does that? Who defines somebody today for what they did as kids? Now think about yourself. Think about you now. Right. Okay then. So then why am I any different? People try to stigmatize you with stuff and demonize you with stuff, but in their own personal life, they are not the same person they was as a child. That's common sense. Okay, so I expect her to understand loyalty, and she didn't understand it. So, boom. Listen, it don't take a smart person to understand this. I'm not saying she's stupid, but it don't take a smart person to understand it. Okay, she know. She might have felt she got past those things, those secrets where she don't have to account for them, but you still respect the person that held those secrets until you got to this point where you don't got to account for it, because maybe that person did just as much dirt as you, so now you got dirt on him too, right? Right. So now you don't feel like those secrets hold any weight, but the loyalty that I had for you should hold weight. Always, even if you overcome being accountable to those secrets. You see what I'm saying? So, so I can explain all my positions. You know why people can't explain their positions intelligently, man. So this is why I am the way I am. I stand on my own, man. I held people down when at times when they did whatever they wanted to do and stuff, and they got to do what they wanted to do. You know what I mean? And I'm the one that got in the middle of it. I was forced to be in the middle of that situation. In these situations with secrets and things, I didn't ask even to be in those situations, but I was forced into it, right? Okay, so then that all should be considered when she thinks about loyalty to either me or my brother. That's what it's gonna boil down to. Ain't nothing else that my brother could have done to deserve loyalty over that. Me holding you down till you got to this point, she wouldn't have made it. God knows that, man. The jealous is my stepdad is. Jealous as my stepdad is, man, in life. My mom wouldn't have made it to this point, bro. I'm telling you, she wouldn't have made it. She wouldn't have made it if it wasn't for me, man. That's what I'm telling you. Now, if it was a certain different type of man that was different, he don't care about this, he don't care about that, he don't, whatever wrong you did, he don't really care. whatever. You know what I'm saying? He might not be a angry man or you know, all these different things, but you wouldn't have made it if I wouldn't have held them secrets. And then I expect you to understand that between me and you. That's what I expect you to understand. If you can't understand that, see, listen, what do we have? What do we have? We don't even have no history because you don't put history in the proper context. What's history worth if all I did don't mean nothing? That's for him, and that's for her and my brother. I got in the car to go shoot somebody with my brother. And that don't mean nothing to you. Okay, so then history don't mean nothing to me. When it comes back, when you talking about it, if history don't mean nothing to me either. If it didn't mean nothing to you, it don't mean nothing to me. When you talk about history, I talk about history and it don't matter to you, it don't matter to me. When you talk about your part of history, that's how it works. You talk about things that happen to you, I talk about things that happen to me. I talk about my history, why I got in the car with you to go shoot somebody, and you know that. Okay, so then that's the redemption for anything you felt that how I wronged you. That's the redemption. That's called redemption. You don't get in the car with somebody to go shoot other people and then talk about what they did to you when y'all was children. But he done got in the car to go shoot people with you as a grown man. See that part? That's what I'm saying. That's redemption, sucker. And you didn't realize that because you too stupid and you too young and dumb to realize it. So, if you don't care about that history, I don't care about yours. It's that simple. That's that simple. And that's how I win. See, I mean, if you do the right thing, you're going to always come out as the winner. And that's the moral of my story. If you really got your heart in the right place, man, and but you're flawed as a human, but you got your heart in the right place for the most part, you're going to come out as a winner, man. You don't have to be perfect to come out as a winner. And I proved that. You don't have to be perfect. All you got to do is have your heart in the right place and you're going to come out as a winner. It's that simple. Even with these black people, with everybody, family, everything, you're going to come out as a winner when you got your heart in the right place, man. And people can see that. That's going to be enough. Now, are you perfect? No. But it's going to be enough when your heart is in the right place. And so, see, that's the real situation. So, I'm too much of a high caliber man to go any further with people that's not loyal. If you're not loyal, you don't understand respect, I got to move on, man. That's just what it is. I got to move on. That's just what it is. You know, and it's nothing else to say. Times are too critical, man. And you couldn't, and how I look at it, you couldn't use people that are not loyal for anything else moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? People are not strong enough, especially in our community, in black community, to kill off who needs to be killed off in the family. I don't mean that physically necessarily. In many cases, it's not physically, it's relationally. They get cut off from the family. They get killed off relationally from the family. They have to. They've done too much. And that's that. Okay, I'm not blind. She could have been an enemy. She could have been working with my brother the whole time. But it didn't do anything to me. None of those images that they try to put against my head, whether it was her or other people, none of that worked, buddy. I don't have no weird energy towards family. There's no incest in my heart towards any family members. But you would think that based on all that you heard. You would try to prove that based on all you heard. I don't think those things. You thought you had those things. That's by some spirits or by you, yourselves. Doesn't matter to me, buddy. I don't feel betrayed. I mean, once I seen what it was, my heart kind of was in neutral anyway. I don't care about that. I know people ain't fit the rule, and they thought they was. They thought they was gonna rule, and they didn't, and they not gonna rule. They not. I rule. I rule over all of you. Okay? And if I'm like that with my own family, how could you doubt me that I will do the same thing to you as black people? I will cut you off. I don't care about the music. I don't care about the culture, all the memories, none of that. And I don't think you believe that. I think you think I will always be in love with the black culture and the black, if not for any other reason, the black music and the memories and the movies. I can cut all of that off, buddy. I can live without the black music, without the black movies, without the black culture, without the black memories. As a Christian man, I can live without you. And I don't think you believe that. I don't think you believe it. Because you ain't seen a black man do it in your modern day time until you met me. I survived without you. I survived without my family. I survived without black people. And that's justice. That's checkmate. I survived without these people. I survived without all of them. Besides all they said, the bottom line is I'm still here without them, without their efforts. Without any significant effort from black people or my family, I'm still here. I proved to stand on my own. As soon as you get ready to go to the top, the devil gonna use these people to show back up and to try to form against you. And so I just cut it off. I just cut it off in wisdom. Because I know God sympathizes with my position. If my brother went out here to the community and you still talking to him, it don't matter if you his mother. Get over being his mother. That's what you have to do. He's not the same person. That's how you gotta look at it. And see, a mother is not gonna hear that, especially in the black community. He's not the same person. He put his cousin in prison. That's what we looking at. That's who he is right now. That's the current person he is right now. He went out here to the community about me. That's who he is. He tortured his wife. He said he wanted to kill himself for what he did to his own wife. What that tells you? He tortured her for being attracted to me. He told me himself he wanted to kill himself for what he did to his own wife. What that means then? What could he have done? What could it be that bad? Talking to her wrong? I mean, let's be smart here. Well, you want to kill yourself? What could you... A bad look? I mean, a bad gesture? It couldn't have been that. It had to be torture. He tortured her. That's the only thing. Think about it. Why would you want to kill yourself for how you treated your wife? That's what he said. I mean, you could live with having an argument, man. I mean, anybody can live with that. You can live with that. And we know that type of person can. We know he can live with it, right? You see how he is, right? So we know you could probably live with arguing with her. So let's think about what it was. What you do to your wife to make you feel like he told me he wanted to kill himself for what he did to her. So what could it have been? He tortured her. That's what it was. I figured it out. He tortured her to the point where he felt like he wanted to kill himself for what he did to her. That boy tortured that woman before she left. In that house, they was living by themselves. Remind you, they was living by themselves for a long time. He tortured that girl in that house. And anybody that's older know how easy it is to get in the house and get caught up in somebody's psychological game. It's very easy with a couple, for one person to get caught up in somebody else's psychological game. We all have been through it to a certain degree. Some of us are strong enough to weather it. Like me, I weathered all that stuff. But people get you caught up in their psychological games in their house or in your house. And that's what he did to her. He got her caught up in some type of psychological stuff. He tortured that girl. Okay, so that's what type of person he is. He threw his own child out the house. I don't care about a rapper doing it. I'm talking about him. His own child, he kicked out the house, a baby that was made to go live with his mother-in-law. His wife had to go live back with her mother. These rappers, did your wife have to go back and live with her mother? She probably went to another house. All paid for on you. On the house, on you, no pun intended. On the house, she goes to another house because you got the money. Tremaine, his wife went to her mother's house with the child. His child had to live on a mother. Right? My wife, she left me. Right? I divorced her after that. Okay? She didn't get kicked out. She left and I divorced her. And her father was on my side. He said, do you gotta leave Tampa? This is what he said before I left. I already got my ticket. I got a better job. I started taking care of my child. I put myself on child support. She didn't take the money. The state of Florida got the documents. That's why I don't have no problem with the legal system. Because they seen me be a good father and put myself on child support payments, and my wife didn't even take the money. You can't beat that. That's checkmate. I'm good forever. I'm immune forever. You can't come crying back to this person after he put himself on child support and then you didn't take the money. I could never, in other words, be a deadbeat in nobody's eyes. Once you put yourself on child support, how am I gonna be a deadbeat, bro? How? No, when a time where I fall off, then all of a sudden I'm a deadbeat, but I put myself on child support payments before and you didn't take the money? You can't come back from that. That's why I never had no problem. She know what time it is. That's why she probably feel bad about it to this day. That's why, man, listen, we all got to make decisions. We make decisions in this world, you know what I'm saying? And you pay for those decisions or lack of decisions. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. You know what I'm saying? And God ain't let nobody bury me and play with me because people out here don't know what the world consists of. Just living don't know what the world consists of. I know what the world consists of. Let's say I learned it. You know what I'm saying? And you might think it's acting, but I'm living it. How it's acting when I'm living it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's basically where it's at, man. It's all about respect and loyalty. I told my mom it's about loyalty. She said it's about love. I said, no. I said, love is nothing without loyalty. Without loyalty, there is no love. That's my text back to her. I said, it's about love, loyalty. She said, it's about love. I said, without loyalty, there is no love. If you got a wife, even if you got a wife, if she's not loyal to you, there's no love in that. Vice versa, you got a husband, he ain't loyal to you, there's no love in that. You got family members that's not loyal to you, where's the love in that? You can't have love without loyalty. That's why, man, I go straight for the check. I cut to the chase. I need loyalty over what people call love. Because you can find people that say they love you with no loyalty. Loyalty is self-explanatory. I got it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to question whether, okay, somebody love me, you know, you don't know what that really is. You don't know if that's real or not. Loyalty, you know if it's real. You can define that. Love is a different million different interpretation. Respect, you can define that. Most people on low levels can define loyalty and respect. Love is left up to interpretation. It's left up to a certain interpretation. So I'd rather just have what I know for sure I got. You know, I can look at this and I know I'm getting what I need. You know, love can have you not getting what you need, which is respect and loyalty. You get respect and loyalty, you got what you need, bottom line. Well, I mean, you might not be getting affection and all this other stuff, but care and this extra care and hugging, but you got respect. That's what a man needs. Respect and loyalty. Love, okay, I mean, it's expressed through loyalty. I mean, and respect. That's how I look at it. I can show you love with loyalty and respect. But you can't necessarily show me love with loyalty and respect. I can show you love with loyalty and respect, but you can't necessarily show me respect and loyalty with love. You might not be able to show me respect and loyalty with love. I can show you love with loyalty and respect. So what you think I'm gonna go with? Well, I can show people love with loyalty and respect. With your love, you might not be able to show me loyalty and respect. I can show you love with loyalty and respect. And then love is left to misinterpretation. Interpretation or misinterpretation. It's left to all different types of interpretation. It can be misinterpreted and all of that. That's all I'm saying, bro. So, you know, man, that's really where it's at.